Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about them Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Wednesday edition. We're halfway home. You know why I know it's Wednesday?
Because you didn't make your wife take out the
No,
trash.
I did not. First time in several weeks. To
No,
trash.
it's not. You don't do that.
Well, no, I had forgotten.
I think that was a couple weeks ago. It's all good.
But it's out today.
You got it out?
It is ready to go. And that is truly the signpost day. Is Wednesdays mean we hear from Jerry. He sat in on the fan yesterday. Every time I hear him get into X's and O's, and we're going to hear a lot about X's and O's from him, it just has to be galling to coaches.
You really think that not bothers coaches, but you really think they roll their eyes? No,
I think it's rolling there. I think he's been in the business long enough to where he gets a little bit of credit. I mean, we're coming up on 25, 30
but this
years
is the
now.
thing, though. If you're going to play that role of GM, you kind of have to.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, Woody Johnson just, rolling around with a Jets hat and his glasses. It's not his job. Jerry has to know X's and O's because he's the GM.
But
so it's a little different.
No, you're right. But I know that when we talk to McCarthy, which we will again on Friday, we have trouble getting anything out of him about the curtains in the building.
I know.
Then I hear the owner / GM talking about slot passes.
And throwing outside the hashes.
Yeah, and all this kind of stuff. So it has to be, that's a little bit difficult. But
you know what? This is Red River and all that. I don't get it twisted. I get that. But I am excited for this Cowboy 49er game, even though,
holy cow,
even though, is it just another game or is it not? That's the question of the week.
And,
it depends on who you ask. What's up, Goldfinger? Morning, YouTubers. Morning, early birds.
People with a purpose.
Yeah, appreciate it. Morning, mama.
The importance of a game, that's the witchcraft of coaching, right? Because you want them appropriately, if not overly appropriately prepared and ready to play a game like this. But you don't want to put too much weight on it.
But the thing is, for the Cowboys, the players, I'm going to throw Jerry, Steven, Mike, Shadi, put them aside. As a player, if you really got that dog in you, as Deion said, did he try to patent that one, Rob? Did he try to patent he got that dog in him?
I think that was took.
Okay, that was taken. You got that dog in you. It's personal. It's personal. It's got to, but you know what? I'll put Mike in there because Shanahan's gotten them twice in a row. It's personal. Even if it's just, we ain't even Halloween. I'm mad at the NFL. Could y'all give us this round 9, week 10?
No, this is perfect. It's like that early season bowl loss. You could lose early and still go 11-1.
Yeah.
Still play for the title. I like week 5 in this kind of stuff. And I think there is that safety net that does lend itself to a well-played football game.
Right.
Because no matter what happens, both teams, there will be a tomorrow.
And no matter what happens, I think both are 2 of the top 5 teams in the NFL.
We're going to hear from Jerry. He talked a lot about his coach. He gave the team some slack, but also talked about the expectation of this team. And notably, he did tell us who he expected if all things were equal.
If all
who
things...
if it stood, who would be going to the Super Bowl?
I don't know if that's Jerry needling his team or passing the pressure to the 49ers. That's when Jerry says, like, oh, yeah, they're the favorites. Am I needling Micah and Dak? Which I like. I'm here for. Hey, man, by the way, I know I'm paying you guys, and I know this is my team, and I love this team, but that's the favorite to win the Super Bowl, Micah. How you like that?
What about that other team in the NFC East, that team in green? What about those guys? We got to play twice, not just once, twice.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't leave out the current NFC champion.
There's something to that, Rob.
I think it was more about, we're not worried about those guys.
Now that I'm not down with disrespecting your division opponent, but whatever.
You did not bring into the conversation the current NFC champion.
Well, he didn't bring his team in either. By saying San Francisco's the favorite, he also counted his own team out, right?
No, he said, but to get there, they got to go through us. we said. Didn't say the green team.
Well,
that's
you talk about that undefeated green team.
Well, exactly.
Okay.
The team that was the last NFC team to play.
You don't think the
year.
Eagles are better than the Cowboys?
No, I don't.
See, neither does Jerry.
But that's fine for me to say. That's fine.
These guys don't need locker room material, Rob.
No, they don't. And we make a big deal of this and stealing play tendencies from former players. And
hey, man, you use your resources in the NFL, Rob. There is no stone unturned. They use every bit of analytics, and maybe Trey Lance gets cut after this week.
And we're going to hear from Shoddy.
Shoddy. Are we allowed to call him Shoddy?
I don't know. It says that on my rundown. It says that.
See, we've talked to DQ. Yes. DQ's our guy. Y'all talked about Jordan 11s together. We talked about we've talked about basketball, and that's our guy. So we can DQ him.
But Shoddy,
can we go Shoddy?
I don't think we can. But it says here that we have sound from one Shoddy on my.
Yeah, we got some Shoddy sound. And speaking of those that don't know, that is Brian Schottenheimer, kind of sort of offensive coordinator.
Name, if not in activity.
Nah, man, I'm gonna give him the Bieniemy treatment. They want to give Bieniemy like that. Like, nah, Shoddy ain't no damn offensive coordinator. He ain't even calling plays. That's how they want to do Bieniemy for 12 years. You gonna get the same treatment, Brian.
Exactly. The tenor of this game, I sense by the time we get there on Sunday, 5:00, this is going to be full bore. The reason I say that is we've talked about these things that we get from the Nationals. I've got like 18 pages on the Cowboy 49er matchup. It's Wednesday. The steam's about to get turned up.
Yeah, to me, it's getting back to that feeling of the 90s because especially if you're a Cowboy fan or Cowboy player, because you get those butterflies. When you live and die, what you get, when you would get ready to see Joe Montana and you get ready to see Steve Young later on in the 90s, you had those butterflies before the game because you knew if there was somebody that could beat you, it was these guys. So it's starting to have that feeling again.
Because it's not been them, it's been us.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're finally up to the level where we can look forward to these games to see who's the baddest dude on the block. And did you know, as we sit right now, the Cowboys and the 49ers are 19-19-1.
That's insane.
It is dead even. They haven't played in a primetime football game.
And I want to say they're even in bowls. Is it 5-5?
Got to be 5, right?
San Fran, I know. Well, Joe got 4 on his own. Steve got 1, so that's 5. Cowboys, I know for sure, have 5. So I think it's 5-5 in bowls as well.
It's been since 1990 since the Cowboys and 49ers played in a primetime game. Well, it doesn't matter, but that seems like that's a ridiculously long time.
A primetime regular season. This is the first time since 1990. Because you had the period where the Cowboys are down, then you had the period where the Niners are down. They just never been on the same page in the regular season to make it worthwhile. So I get that.
I've always believed that there are certain franchises, both pro and collegiate, that need to be good for the whole family to be thriving. That
the whole NFL family, or just okay.
You know what I mean? Like the world is better when San Francisco and the Cowboys are good at the same time. The world is just better. The world is better when Pittsburgh and Baltimore are good at the same time. It's just a better place.
I won't put Baltimore there.
Well, I mean,
I don't feel that way about them. I
feel that blood and guts rivalry. That blood and guts rivalry. I mean, how about the world is better when Denver and Kansas City are both good at the same time, and you get that AFC matchup, or the Raiders and Kansas City.
I throw the Raiders in that combo.
We like to see those rivalries, and the world is better for those. And there was no better, tougher fought rivalry for about 20 years.
No,
than the 49ers Cowboys. We were stealing each other's players.
Giants too. When Parcells was there, they were in that combo too.
So there was those threesome, and those were the three heads of the NFC Dragon, and you had to get through the other two. And I think as much as Cowboy hater loves to talk about how much there's too much Cowboys, the world is better when they're competitive against those old school competitive places. And the world is better when Chicago's good. It is. I mean, we can live or die with Cincinnati. It doesn't matter if they're good. Cincinnati goes away, we ain't going to miss them. But the Bears We need.
Yeah. And well, sorry.
I know.
Yeah, sorry.
You're kind of letting us down.
Yeah. And when they get Caleb and Marvin, I'll go back right now. I'm a Cowboy fan.
There's a lot of stuff to get in today as we
Sorry.
are on the hump day version of the week. There's a list that was released last week. We're going to kind of pepper it in all show long. The highest paid coaches in college football, the list all the way down like to like 90.
I'm down with this.
Is out there.
Good
Coach Traylor's down in the mids.
He's getting good money, from the, he's getting way more than he was getting at Gilmore.
Well, I don't know. Those East Texas towns find money in a lot of different places. At least that's the rumors I'm hearing. But for all those that hammer A&M for paying Jimbo, and yeah, Jimbo's getting paid a lot. There's several dudes up above Jimbo that have some questions to answer too. One that living in Baton Rouge right now. They're scraping together some oil money and some gas money.
Shrimp
boat money.
Shrimp boat money.
Find this interloafing Ohioan a road out of town. I mean,
and Rob, have you heard those whispers about a certain coach being up for the Michigan State job?
Yeah, it's coming.
There's no way.
There's
no way.
I'm comfortable in that would be a terrible place to go for
said coach.
For this coach
who has a few rings.
Mm-hmm.
Controversial.
But that's not the place for him to be.
I can't wait to have that conversation.
I think they're a better place. That's an ugly place up there, Michigan State. They're dealing with a lot of mess. I mean,
especially when you leave your team, but when you stay behind, send your team home, and you're at bars fondling.
Well, it's not just.
I mean, it's just that's just not the image Michigan State can have right now.
Yeah, you don't want that to step into the mess that the Larry Nassar.
I'm not putting Urban over there.
No,
I'm not doing that.
Well, no, what I'm saying is the bed is not made in Michigan State. It's not a place where a guy like that needs to go and rehab and redo his image. It ain't Michigan State. It's not the place to be. But when you see the ridiculous amounts of money, did you know the head coach at Kentucky is higher paid than Jimbo?
I didn't look at Jimbo's, but I did know about Stoops' money. I did know, and I know that's why Stoops has stayed there. You wonder why a guy that's had some success at a school like Kentucky, football-wise, why is he sticking around so long? Why hasn't he gotten a bigger job? Well, when you look at his paycheck.
So everybody looks at that A&M
There's
paycheck.
a great paycheck, and there's no expectations for Stoops at Kentucky. None.
Really, no.
None.
Although they smoked Florida over the weekend. Hey, coming back, let's talk about them Dallas Cowboys. We're going to hear from the offensive coordinator in name, if not action, and also look around the team from the perspective of the general manager from Jerry Jones's position. Lots of Cowboy talk coming as we get ready for the game of the week of the year as the 49ers play host to the Cowboys on Sunday prime time. A game you can catch live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. We've got a bunch of stuff to give away today, and I'm going to need some explanations for some of this stuff.
Edwin got you. He's a producer extraordinaire. He knows what we're doing.
Now,
oh, wow. We do. I just looked.
Yeah, so I've got
we got to stay on task.
Yeah, we do. So I've got Sign Down and Papa Roach tickets that we're going to give away. Chris Tucker from Rush Hour and Friday and variety of other movies. I've got he's coming into the Majestic with his stand-up, the legendary tour of 2023. Got tickets for that. And then I've got this Loki thing going on here.
What's Loki?
See, that's if you have to ask.
Oh.
He's Thor's little brother.
Oh. Where's Pledger? Where's James Pledger when you need him?
this is right up Pledger's alley. Win a $50 McDonald's gift card brought to you by Marvel Studios as Loki Season 2, The God of Mischief, is back with 6 new episodes on the Disney Plus streaming. It begins tomorrow. And they would like for you to try the McDonald's Loki meal.
Okay.
Let's do it. This isn't your average sweet and sour sauce that's on the Loki meal. It features branding inspired by the second season of the Marvel show. Head over to McDonald's and get yourself a Loki meal with a quarter pounder with cheese or a Big Mac paired with medium fries and a soft drink. Add that sweet and sour sauce, and then we're talking Loki. Now, I don't know how we're giving away these $50 McDonald's gift cards. How are we giving these away? By levels of fandom?
Caller number, I don't know.
Yeah, we're not.
And we're going to do that just once today?
Yeah, and then the Blitz has another one.
You know how far a $50 McDonald's gift card will take you?
If you use the app, a long way.
That's a long, long way. So, Chris Tucker fans, Loki fans, McDonald's fans, Shinedown fans, Papa Roach fans, we got something for all of you. Hold on tight. It ain't happening now, but something's getting away soon. We'll be right back. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I hope you're planning your grilling weekend accordingly, because you're going to have to schedule this stuff on Saturday. So when you head over to Tri-County Meat Market today to get everything ready for the weekend, I want you to know that you could probably have something ready about 11. So I do something kind of fast early. Maybe get some spare ribs, get them going a little early, get them smoked on them. Maybe some of those outstanding chicken breasts that they've got, their biggest footballs. You might want to get them going earlier, or maybe get some wings from Tri-County just to get the day going for that early Texas OU game, and then move on toward the later day, and you get the Aggie Alabama game. You probably want to have some ribs ready, so you probably go over there and get your ribs at Tri-County as well. What I'm talking about is a full weekend of football viewing that needs to be accompanied by the finest meat you can find, and we all know a great meal starts with great meat. Over at Tri-County Meat Market. Specials every week, everything you're chasing, that extra stuff that makes you look, well, a little bit better than your neighbor who's grilling on some kind of old barbecue pit you couldn't even stand over. You know what you're doing. That's why you go to Tri-County Meat Market. That's why I go to Tri-County. 2 locations, over on Huebner, out on Ralph Fair. They're waiting on you. Head over and take advantage of the 5 for 25. I keep telling people to go. Everybody that I know that has gone says, you're right, it's the best deal in San Antonio. Find out for yourselves. First responders, 10% off. You know it's coming in. The weekly specials are always there. It is my meat market. For my money, it's the best in Texas. Go find out for yourself. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over there today. And I know you're going to be thanking me later.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday at 1:30 p.m. It's the Aggies and Bama in an SEC battle. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The San Antonio Quarterback Club is celebrating their 76th year. The San Antonio Quarterback Club meets every Tuesday and is a proud supporter of Gridiron Heroes Spinal Cord Injury Foundation. This week's speaker is UIW head coach Clint Killa and former Cardinals coach, now Texas State head coach G.J. Kinney. Should be a great conversation that begins at 11 at the Corey Golf Club. The San Antonio Quarterback Club. For more info, go to saqbclub.com. That's saqbclub.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be present in a state where lawful to wager, must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana, visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Hey guys, are you over 30?
Let's talk about testosterone and performance. Your testosterone can decline at an average of 1 to 2% a year after you turn 30. And Revive Men's Health have been experts at treating men with low testosterone and ED since 2011. We're the clinic guys come to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their performance. We love what we do and the patients we care for. You can ask our patients. We did, and we have a 99% patient satisfaction rate this year. Our patients even tell us we're more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Let's get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. That's what we do, and we do it really well. Book your T-check and exam today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or send us a private message at revivemenshealth.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star.
That's Sunday night.
Well,
that's that good Sunday night music.
Ooh, they'll make up for that Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah.
NFL said, I'll see your Taylor Swift. How about Cowboys 49ers primetime Sunday night?
NFL got in some hot water. Well, whoever runs their Instagram page, because over the weekend, Sunday after that game, NFL put in their bio on Instagram, the official NFL Instagram page of the Swifties are 2-0. And then with the bad call against Sauce, script guys came out. You know, it was just a big old mess. And next thing you know, NFL took that out of their bio. But just to give you perspective on, if the NFL and these networks are really rolling with this thing, the official NFL Instagram put Taylor Swift in their bio.
Now they're hoping that she'll do the same for them.
Yeah, like Swifties are 2-0. And people, lost their bleep.
So the NFL is asking Swifties or Taylor herself to retweet us. Hey man, will you?
Yeah.
Give me a little help, a little boost.
Just hey, come on. Hey, you know what? No, they're trying to get 300,000 more followers, like Travis did.
Last week we made light of the fact that Zeke knew our offense.
That didn't seem like it.
And Will Greer had spent time behind enemy.
Is he still a Patriot?
From enemy lines.
Is Greer still a Patriot? I don't know. Is he still there?
Well, judging by the starters' performance, they might not be releasing quarterbacks anytime soon.
Right.
Although Zappy
did Zappy made an appearance, but Zappy's finding out NFL is not Conference USA.
Before we get into hearing from Shotty and the lighthearted stuff about Trey Lance, but the offense in general, and as the day goes on, Jerry was on the fan yesterday, and he's going to talk about the offense and expectations of his quarterback and all that kind of stuff. Have we had a legitimate shot at this offense? And if so, what do you think of it?
The Cowboys offense.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good offense that has potential to be great if they figure out the red zone. I think they're really, really good. And I agree with Dak. If we do figure out this red zone stuff, we're going to be dangerous. I agree with that.
So we like it.
Yes.
I think that everybody likes it except for, of course, the red zone. Shotty talked about the offense. He also talked about, having Trey Lance in the locker room, whether there's any gold to be mined there.
Trey knows a little bit about what they're doing. Yeah, the cool thing is, like I said, the team knows them well. I know them well from being in Seattle. Trey knows them well, but like last week, it's kind of in good fun and humor. Like we all we all use pieces that we have in place, but we don't go too far into it. We can know exactly what they're going to do because they don't do too much, and they're still really, really tough to go against just because they're so talented. The play style that they have, the cool thing with San Francisco, the play styles never change. It doesn't matter who the coordinator is, whether it's D'Amico, Robert, it doesn't matter. You know, with Steve coming in there, their play style is a lot like our defensive play style and how we try to play offensively. It's physical and up-tempo, and they run and they hit, and that's way more important than the scheme that they run. So we'll definitely talk to Trey. He knows a lot of the pieces going against them in practice, but it doesn't always help, as we learned yesterday.
Shoddy talking about his offense, his third string quarterback. And
so basically what he's saying is, yeah, well, they're not going to get anything from Trey Lance that they don't already know.
No, you know, it's silly. Now, there are little things. I know in the brief time that I got to do radio with Dat Win, who I think by most measures, and I think by everybody that I've met, is one of the more brilliant football minds ever to walk. I mean,
Dat Win, yeah.
I mean, but from play to coaching, everybody just to a man, he
loves them.
He is a brilliant football tacticianer, and he's the type. It's the conversations about tells, the little things that you really don't pay attention to as just a layman. You know, I'm a football fan. Well, he's talking about things like, you know, when this guy dropped back, he would tap his pinky twice. You're like, wow, that kind of stuff. Now I can
the
see
ball, the guys that pat the ball, things like that, right?
Now, those little things, Trey Lance can give you some insight to. Like, I remember this guy coming at me whenever his left eye twitched. I knew he was going. I mean, those kind of little things I do think matter.
Kind of maybe where you can double move this guy.
Yes, those things that a guy can only see in practice over repetition, and go, oh, by the way, you know, that guy I've noticed is always a little weak going right. You don't see it in the film, but I've seen him enough to know he can be beat this way. I can just take that from, you know, when you play any sport with somebody and against somebody, you just know more about them, so whether the film tells you or not.
So maybe a few idiosyncrasies that he could give them, but for the most part, it's all on tape.
Yeah, it don't matter. Film don't lie.
And it's not like Shanahan's playbook is not Andy Reid.
No.
You know, it's not Patrick Mahomes' B-side. You know what I mean? It's a good 15 to 20 plays, and that they know that, you know what, I don't care if you know. We execute, and we're going to be really, really good at it.
Exactly. And that's what Kyle Shanahan takes great pride in. This is not a crazy offense. It's a big offensive line with a shifty back and some huge wide receivers who could be running backs as well.
Right.
And everybody gets the ball in space. It's just whose turn is it this week? It was Ayuk's the last couple, but just because Debo hadn't been there don't mean he won't be back. McCaffrey's been constant. I mean,
McCaffrey's been a monster. And if I'm Shanahan, y'all gonna have to prove to us you can stop the run. So there's no need for me to try to get cute until the Cowboys can prove, unless they have a huge lead. But as we saw against Arizona, if it's close, they got to prove they can stop the run. And all indications say this is going to be a close game, as the last two have been. And the Cowboys are going to have to prove that they can clog up the middle and stop McCaffrey and stop Debo and that zone blocking scheme.
As we go through the day, it does appear that as you whittle down the issues and you start looking at the game itself, it comes down to a couple questions. Can Brock Purdy handle the pressure the Cowboys are going to bring? Because that's going to be the intent. What did we hear from Micah yesterday? Let's make him one-dimensional. Whatever that dimension is, let's make him go that way. And nobody pressures the Cowboys, pressures a quarterback like the Cowboys. And Brock Purdy hasn't seen a lot of pressure. Can the Cowboys limit McCaffrey? As you said, can they stop the run? And finally, can Dak continue to protect the ball? I think if we can answer those three questions, we could probably come down to a winner. We can look at numbers, though, and as the day goes on, we will. Hey, coming back, let's hear from Jerry talking about the pressure and McCarthy talking about the pressure of the game itself. It's prime time. It matters just how much. Cowboys talk coming. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. How you feeling this morning? I hope you got it this morning, stepped on the scale, and felt good about what you were putting on, buttoned up, as they say. It's not you, and you're like most of us. I want you to take a minute and take stock of where your life is and consider that there is a fix. If you're sick and tired about being sick and tired, you don't like the way you look in the mirror, you're just tired of all of it, it's a weight issue. We all have to admit it. At some point, You can't do it on your own. You might need a little bit of help. That was me, though I didn't realize it. 6 years ago, I walked into the Institute for Functional Health with no intent on going on any kind of diet. That was a 4-letter word then, and the fact of the matter is it still is. Dr. Jacob Torres changed my life. He changed my mind about how you lose weight and why and how you need to get on a weight loss program. He bases all he does in science, and he backs it up with the coaching and everything that goes along with a successful weight loss program. It turns into a health program before you know it because the weight's going to come off. Can you maintain it after the weight falls? That's really the difference, right? That's why Dr. Torres has been so successful. 6 years later, I'm still a patient. 60 pounds down, still chasing it. He does what he needs to do, Dr. Torres. He's kept me on the right track. He taught me what I needed to know. He can teach you. It's easy to find out. Make the call. Find out what I know. Go to the website, iffhealth.com. There, the great functional health tests and questions that they'll ask you that you might not have ever asked yourself. It will open your eyes. And when you do decide to take the time, go down and see that beautiful facility they've got down on McCullough. Call them today, 210-468-1891. It's a number that'll change your life. Call them today, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text STREAK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text STREAK to 42424. That's STREAK to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Accused of a crime? Our team of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys can help you be a step ahead of your legal problems. The LaHood and Norton Law Group knows both sides of the criminal justice system. Our team is your best defense. Let us be your legal bodyguards. We can handle all criminal cases, state or federal. Call us to review your case at 210-797-7700.
Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar is San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. 7 days a week happy hour, sports on all HD screens, and plenty of arcade games. With 5 area locations: North Star, Nacogdoches, Medical Center, St. Mary's Strip, and Thousand Oaks. Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar has you covered for any occasion, catering to you and delivering San Antonio memories for over 10 years. Slackers, San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. Follow Slackers on Facebook for events and specials.
You know, this summer was hot and it was dry, and you can only imagine what that Texas weather has done to your roof. Stevens Roofing is your family-owned local roofing company. Now that fall is here, it's time to call Stevens Roofing for a free roof inspection because you want to make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead. Schedule online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. 210-785-0994.
This Sunday, the big game is finally here as the Cowboys take on the 49ers, and we're pre-gaming at Twin Peaks. Join us this Sunday at the Twin Peaks Live Oak location starting at 3. Frosty 29-degree beers, tasty bites made from scratch out of the kitchen, and the beautiful Twin Peaks girls. Plus, we've got your chance to win Shine Down and Papa Roach tickets. So come Sunday Fun Day with us as we broadcast live at the Twin Peaks Live Oaks location. With wall-to-wall screens, there's never a bad seat in the house. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Due to overwhelming response, Diamonds Direct's most popular finance offer ever is being extended. You now have until this Saturday at 5 p.m. to take advantage of this once-a-year offer. Now through Saturday, make any purchase and you can spread your payments over 5 years with 0 finance charges. No interest for 5 whole years. Where else in America can you get a finance rate of 0.0? That means a $10,000 engagement ring is just $167 a month, or an $8,000 pair of diamond stud earrings comes to around $135 a month. Everything's included. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, all designer fashion jewelry, colored gemstone jewelry, GIA certified diamonds. With interest rates going higher and higher everywhere else, Diamonds Direct comes to the rescue with this spectacular offer. But you must hurry. This special opportunity ends this Saturday and will not be extended again. 5 years, 0 interest on anything and everything. Get all the details, showroom hours, and directions at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or big projects, we hope you'll consider Ewald Kubota. From small Kubota compact tractors to construction equipment, Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
Shine Down, the Revolution's live tour continues. October 9th, Freeman Coliseum. With very special guests, Papa Roach and Spirit Box. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Shine Down live.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all.
Hey, we got Chris Tucker tickets, and we're going to give them away just after the 7 o'clock hour. So hold on tight and keep your device close, which is, I guess, good advice at all time.
Yeah, we all keep our device close.
Especially when the prizes are on the line.
Absolutely.
It's hard to, I don't know how you parse this game, because I look at it like it's huge. I think this really is playoff game. It's a playoff with a safety net. It's like a big time tournament where you can go into the losers bracket. But make no mistake, you lose, you go into the losers bracket if you're the Cowboys.
I'm excited just from an entertainment standpoint. But other than that, after that final whistle blows in 60 minutes and both teams walk away, it's over. So you got to go hit the ball again, both teams.
And I get it as a coach, you preach that. I do. I get it. You don't want, especially if you lose.
Well, Mike said it's not just another game.
Let's hear from him. And I want you to decide, is this
He's
enough?
Torn. He's torn.
I think it's like anything. You always want to be in balance. You know, I mean, it's obviously it's an important game. You know, you understand the history, and there's obviously a lot of tradition with this game. So I mean, it's all part of it. You live to play these kind of games. You dream about these kind of games. So we don't want to make it bigger than it is. But you know, it's just not. It's just the reality is it's not just another game.
Mike McCarthy yesterday speaking to the importance, and it is just week 5,
but it's not just another game. That's how he ended it. But he seems torn.
Do you get the sense that maybe behind the doors when they're locked, there's a little bit more of
they hype.
Let's go get these.
Yeah, they hype. And I get it when a team's had your number. But the problem of it is at the end of the day, one team has proven that they've taken that next step. They've been to a Super Bowl. It was in 2020 or 2020. Yeah, 2020. And they've been to an NFC title game just last season. The other team has not. So the other team, speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, you can win this game, but the world is going to tell you we'll do it again in December and January, then we can talk. San Fran, if they lose, everybody, well, they've proven it.
You're right.
So no big deal for San Fran. So again, for Cowboy fan, you've had a good life, but I feel bad for them because this is you win the game, everybody's like, so what? If you lose, you might see they own you. You still can't beat them. So there's no winning this week if you're a Cowboy fan out there at the water cooler. You know, you roll up Monday with your chest out and you head into work for those that actually go into work still in 2023, and your buddy's gonna be like, who gives a damn? So what?
Week 5.
Yeah, it's week 5, and they've proven it, and y'all haven't. So y'all got to do it in January. It sucks.
But the appropriate level of respect is out there. Listen to Jerry talk about San Francisco. Notice he didn't look to the east. He looked to the west.
About it. They're a tremendous team, outstanding defense, and will challenge us as much as anybody that, frankly, we've been challenged with this year or any other year. So they've certainly got that. Frankly, we need to worry about execution and need to worry about ourselves and not so much about what they are, because they are right now probably the most likely team to go in the Super Bowl. And but in order for them to get there, they've got to go by us, hopefully 2 times, if that's the way it falls in the playoffs. And we're in the playoffs, of course. But the bottom line is that you're playing the best. This is certainly you don't need the game to tell you that you're playing the best, but you need the game to show you how you stack up against the best.
That's Jerry yesterday on The Fan. I'll restate that. The bottom line is you're playing the best. You don't need the game to tell you you're playing the best, but you need the game to show you how you stack up against the best. Parson, but I'll tell you.
And he said, because they are right now the most likely team to go win the Super Bowl.
Not Philly.
Now, is that needling his team? Is that passing the pressure to giving them all the pressure? I don't know how to take that. To win? I mean, it's one thing to say to get, but to say to win?
I think he gave his coach some slack. Hey, man, these guys look like they're the Super Bowl champs. If you lose in week 5.
So if you lose to this team, it's no big deal. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm just saying, Jerry didn't come out and say what he probably would have said in the past. Like, this is a big game. We need to beat these guys.
I think it goes back to what we talked about on Tuesday. Like, look, I think from Jerry's standpoint and from McCarthy's standpoint, like, well, the reality is it's not just another game, but at the same time, we don't want to put all of our chips in, lose, and then kill the confidence of the team. Now, and I don't even think that would happen, because I think this is a veteran locker room that understands it's just one game, and I don't think they would lose their confidence. But Jerry and Mike McCarthy are kind of playing it close to the vest. Like, look, we want to go out there and win this game, but we're not going to put all of our chips in the table in an October game and then feel like we're just deflated or defeated when we got a really tough schedule coming up over the next few weeks. So we got to, regardless what happens, we got to get up off the mat and get back at it the very next week.
There's some talk, and it's starting to percolate. I heard a national dude, and I know it'll begin and really explode on Monday if the 49ers do win, of Brock Purdy being an MVP-worthy candidate.
Let me think about that. You can't throw that at me this early. Let me think about that.
They're talking about Brock, given what he has done, as a potential MVP candidate. Now, he's seeking his 10th consecutive regular season win as a starter.
Okay.
It would tie Mike Tomczak and Mike Livingston for the second longest regular season streak by winning quarterbacks to begin their career in the Super Bowl era. 15 consecutive wins is the record. That's Ben Roethlisberger. Tomczak, wasn't he a Bear? I think he was. Mike Livingston, I couldn't tell you who Mike Livingston is off the street.
No clue.
At 10, they both are tied. And Brock Purdy at 9.
Yeah, Brock Purdy, what is that, plus 4,500? Or is that minus 2,000 plus 4,500?
Yes.
Is that what that says?
Yes.
No, this year is plus 2,000. Wow. How is that? All right, whatever.
I mean,
whatever.
If you can talk Jalen Hurts, why can't you talk Brock Purdy? They're doing the same damn thing.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that you got to put in there.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna throw Purdy in there, and keep in mind what Jalen Hurts did was fantastic, and he still lost. They still gave it to Mahomes, so he had a great year, his best year as a pro, and he still didn't, and it still wasn't enough. So do with that what you may.
I hate the fact that people would know how much I get paid.
Oh, it's annoying, especially for your friends and family.
I mean, everybody knows how much you get paid if you're the head football coach at a primary university. We know for a fact that Nick Saban is making at least, and there's a lot more coming in mailbox money, $11.4 million a year as the head coach at Alabama. Well earned. He's probably underpaid at that. Brian Kelly, on the other hand, the head coach at LSU, is making $9.9 million, and that's about $9 million too much, if you ask a lot of Tiger fans. We're going to look at up and down the high-paid list of head football coaches, see whether they're worthy or not. Don't forget, I got Chris Tucker tickets to give away just after 7 o'clock. Jerry's speaking like crazy, and oh my goodness, the NBA has begun. And guess who came to work? We'll talk about the NBA too. Sixers got everybody in the house. James set an alarm, showed up for work yesterday. Hey, hold on tight. We're talking college football next. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I hope you're stepping out of that Connecticut softened water like you do every morning in your shower. You know, I have a neighbor just moved in around the corner on a well just like me and asked a bunch of questions when they moved in. They're out from out of town. They said, you know, I need a guy to do this and I need to do that. And what's all this talk about the water and water softeners? And it gave me an opportunity to sound like a smart guy because I have hung around the Knippas that own Connecticut SA. And I got to be a salesperson. I got to tell them how proud I am of my Connecticut water softener, of why I went and got it, especially because I'm on a well, and especially because I know how long it will stave off all the problems you get with hard water with all of my washers and dishwashers, all that gunk that gets in the pipes. It's not a worry. And if you don't have a great water softener like Connecticut, where I live, you're gonna, well, you're all of your washer, your refrigerator, your ice maker, it's gonna clog up. It's happened. I want you to find out what I know. I want you to call 656 Pure right now. If you don't have a Connecticut water softener, they will come out and put one in your home for 90 days. Call 656 Pure. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details, but this is the gist. 90 days to prove it. Let them come out and put one in your home. No cost, no commitment. You got 90 days to decide for yourself and find out what all of us know. Once you get a Connecticut win, you're not going to let it go. It's the last water softener you're ever going to own. Dial 656 Pure to go today. Go to ConnecticutSA.com. Find out you can get the best water softener in your home now. And I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Niners at 6 p.m.
4th and goal, man in motion left to right, inside, a play action, bootleg to the left, Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown, and he's fired up.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Law, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Joe Reinagel here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Draft the ultimate lunch lineup starting at $7.99. Choose from a combination of half sandwiches, soups, salads, and more. Only at Twin Peaks.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's San Antonio area attorneys. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional grade supplies for every industry, even hard to find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Is your AC working but the house is still uncomfortable? Call Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning. Your AC cools, but it can't defend against humidity alone. Take control of your home comfort with a whole home dehumidifier and save $3,000. Plus, you can save up to $2,500 on a furnace and AC made by Carrier. Turn to the experts and installed by Airtron. Call today for same-day estimates and next-day installations. Visit Airtron.com for terms and conditions. Savings cannot be combined with any other promotion. License number TACLA 000399898C.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports. So, hey, we thank everybody for jumping in and doing those responsible things for our listeners, like liking and sharing all of our YouTube stuff. Let everybody know you're a proud listener. You're P1. We're graded on that stuff. Lots of new folks. We're glad everybody's signing on a regular. It's really booming, and we're glad you're there. Tell a friend. Make sure you got any of those dots, those Google things around your house. You know, you can just walk by them and say, hey, play San Antonio Sports Star.
I need to get with 2023. I don't have
You don't have any of those dots in your house?
None.
I think nothing makes me, as a 57-year-old man who has his baby pictures are in black and white, to tell you how far I have come. To be able to walk into a room and just speak out loud to tell the air around me to turn the TV on or to turn the lights down or do something cool like, hey, Alexa, turn the lights red. And it does. To me, that's Jetson stuff, the likes of which.
No, it is. You're 100% right.
And I don't even bat an eye when I'm downloading mega files and using my phone to do intricate banking transactions. But if I can walk into a room and tell the Alexa to turn on the lights, I have
it's pretty
catapulted
cool.
into the future.
I need to get with the times, but I have no Alexa, none of that.
Once you go, man, you
We'll
get
never go
used to
back.
it. Then I'm at other people's houses and I walk into their house and I'm telling it to, hey, the light's a little bright in here.
You can't come in my house talking to my Alexa. You got your own. Don't come in my house and grab the remote or talk to my Alexa.
No.
Don't do that.
See, you can whisper to the Alexa. I know where my remote is. That is the ultimate in disrespect.
It's the ultimate.
To turn somebody's channel.
Yeah, turn somebody's channel or tell somebody how much juice you got on your charger. Like, don't worry about it. It's my damn charger. What are you worried about how much juice I got? It's mine. Go get your own damn charger.
Remember when, I don't know which, it wasn't an Apple phone. It was another phone that came up with the thing where you could share like 15% of your battery power with somebody if they needed it.
Where was I when this was going on?
They tried it and they thought that would be a good ad campaign, and everybody saw that like, I ain't giving up none of my juice.
No, I'm not giving you 15%.
I'm not going to just lay my phone on yours and give you power. That's your problem.
Absolutely not.
I might need that.
Yeah, for sure.
I need a picture taken. There is a list that has been released by those over on Bleacher Report of all of the high-end college football coaches across the length and breadth of the United States. Nick Saban comes in at number 1. He gets paid $11.4 million. Dabo Swinney at 10.8.
Okay.
Kirby Smart at Georgia at 10.7.
Okay.
All national champions, all well-deserved. I don't think anybody's quibbling with those. Ryan Day at Ohio State. He's the captain of a big old boat. I'll give him $10.2 million.
Okay.
Brian Kelly, the most recent member of the club, signed with LSU 2 years ago and at $9.9 million and has not paid off.
Well, I'm gonna go with Brian Kelly. I'm gonna go quarterback. I'm gonna go market because he was coming from Notre Dame. If he was coming from Cincinnati, I don't think 9-9 would have been justified. But few playoff trips coming from a school as prestigious as Notre Dame, you kind of have to pay that. And they were in a bad situation down there in LSU, so they had to make that splash higher. But right now, no, the 9-9 don't look good. But what is this his second year?
Second year.
It's only his second year, Rob. Give him a break, man.
Oh, yeah, he showed up and that team didn't have any talent. That's right. He's got to bring talent in. I forgot
you going
LSU didn't have a whole lot of pros on that team. Hell, they're putting 15 dudes in the league a year. You better roll in there and win 8 games. Roll in there and win 8. You lost to A&M last year. Last year, because of how the season went for A&M last year, yeah, that's...
Did you see what happened to him last weekend? Who was that, Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ole Miss dog walked them.
Next, that's the higher echelon. Next coming in at the $9 million level, Jimbo, Mark Stoops at Kentucky, Josh Heupel, all right at 9. Jimbo's at 9.1, Mark's at 9.01, Josh is at 9, Lane Kiffin also at 9.
Lane Kiffin's making $9 million?
Yes, it's SEC, baby. The grass is tall.
Mark Stoops and Lane Kiffin making $9 million each is a travesty. That is a travesty that those two guys are making $9 million a year. It is. Mike McCarthy don't make $9 million.
No.
Okay.
NFL coaches do not make what college coaches make. Much different life. Hey, coming back, a lot to get into. Spurs are talking. Trey Jones says some things, and we're going to listen to him very, very closely. Training camp has begun. The Rock is in use, and we are all over it. We'll be right back. It's R&R. You're on 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star. How you feeling today? You ready to lay some money this weekend? I hope you had a profitable weekend over at BetUS.com. But the good news is, if you were new there this weekend, I hope you took advantage of those 30 free bet-protected bets. As Bet Protect is in place. You know why? Because, well, BetUS has been around for 30 years. They're the only book that Rudy and I endorse. It's the only book I've ever endorsed here at San Antonio Sports Star because I absolutely trust them with the most important thing I got. That's my money. And when I win, I want to get paid. And not once have I ever had to wait. Now, if you go to BetUS.com for the first time today, go to BetUS.com. You can get yourself signed up, get 125% bonus on all the money you transfer into play. If you're bringing crypto, try 200%. That is their money that you can play with. If you like the casino games, you got 250%. You also have the Bet Protect. Find out, man. This is a great way. You're looking for, I'm looking at that 45 over under with the Cowboys. Maybe I'll throw the Bet Protect in there and kind of protect myself in case they don't score as much as I think they're going to score. That's why I like BetUS.com. Go there today, take advantage of it, make the call, 1-800-MY-BETUS. Either way, get BetUS.com. It's where the game begins.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday at 1:30 p.m. It's the Aggies and Bama in an SEC battle presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's football season, and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Have you or a family member been arrested? Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Tour a Meritage home to start living the dream of owning a new home. Each Meritage home is built with the energy and money-saving features like spray foam insulation and high-performance air filtration. Check out any of our communities across the San Antonio metro area and find the perfect fit to start a life built better. Go to meritagehomes.com/San Antonio to learn more and to schedule a private or virtual appointment today. That's meritagehomes.com/San Antonio. Actual energy savings and performance may vary. Meritage Homes is an equal housing opportunity builder.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks, with everything from tequila cocktails to extensive bourbon categories that you will not believe. Their top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those icy balls cannot be matched. Twin Peaks has you covered. And don't forget about the 29-degree man-sized drafts.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-659-8080. That's 1-800-659-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-659-8080. That's 1-800-659-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swung on and hit in the air to center. Leote is back. He stops. He's there. He's got it. And the Rangers have won Game 1 of the Wild Card Series. They have shut out the Rays by the score of 4-0.
Jordan Montgomery went 7 shutout innings. You can catch Game 2 of the Rangers versus Tampa Bay on 12:50, starting at 1:30.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the back with a left-hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R because that's Rudy and I'm Rob. We're smart like that. Easy E, Edwin Heffler on the other side of the double pane. We're playing basketball here in San Antonio. Training camp has begun in earnest. Let's talk with Trey Jones here in a minute. We're going to hear from him. We're going to hear from the owner of your Dallas Cowboys. Look around the league.
What did he have to say? He had to say anything?
Who, Jerry?
I'm kidding. Of course he had something to say. Are you kidding me?
Well, I just saw the scroll on the 4-letter. You got to go through us. But first, as the Spurs get busy on the heels of what I saw was the anonymous $140 million man, Devin Vassell. We talked a little bit about it. It's certainly something he doesn't want to talk about, but kid got paid. And now when you see the picture of the Spurs, you see 4 dudes. You see Wemby. You see Devin. You see Keldon. and
Shohan.
and Jeremy. Those are your four. That's the four musketeers. Now there's got to be a fifth, right? There's got to be a dude to we call them point guards. I don't know if that's a thing anymore in the modern NBA. Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is Trey Jones a point guard in the sense that you want for this team?
Solid backup. Plays good defense.
See, that's going to be the narrative, right? Solid backup.
I'm not trying to.
Spurs
It's not
are
a bad thing. It's not. I'm not trying to disrespect the kid.
Well, no, what I'm trying to get to is the mentality that this kid is facing, because he knows he's not a fool. He wants Duke.
No, and that's a good thing about players like Trey.
You are a placeholder, but the more you put, the better you play, the longer you'll be this guy.
Right, and it also comes down to just like that regardless what role you give to Trey, he's going to be okay with it.
Exactly.
It's good to have guys like Trey around.
Especially when you're dealing with the black hole of attention that will be Wemby. And when you're dealing with the spotlight of this dude, you got to have a guy like Trey Jones just ready to come to work. He talked about having Wemby as a teammate.
The most humble guy, around here, most down to earth. He puts the team first. And he's just been really easy to work with so far. He's shown up to all the events. He's always having fun. He's not making anything about himself. And, obviously with all the attention he's getting and, all the pressure and everything that, that's come with him being the number one pick and, biggest prospect we've ever seen, his head could get big for sure. But, so far it's everything we've heard that, he's real down to earth and, real even kill.
Being the star sucks. Like, damn.
Well,
So
it don't suck that bad.
Not only do I have to come in and change the direction of the entire franchise, win a championship, y'all also want me to be humble while I'm doing it.
And we want you to win 37 more games than we won last
and
year.
Show up to all the events, smile, laugh, don't make it about you, make you feel good about your insecurities by downplaying myself. Like, damn, I'm 19. You know what most 19-year-olds are doing? Asking their parents for gas money. You know what I'm saying? Like, good Lord. Like, hey, be the star. Get us to the play-in. Oh, but by the way, while you're doing it, make me feel good about myself and be humble and turn down your light. Dim your light for us, Wemby, and make us feel comfortable about our insecurities. Damn. Being a star and all this cracked up to be.
And now he's going to have to put it on the floor. We're going to have to see what we've been promised. We got about 25 to 30 minutes of example in Vegas. Nothing more than that.
Well, see, remember the first game in Vegas? It was like, hey, what the hell was that? Then they were like, okay, let's let him redeem himself, show him that he really is him, and then we're going to shut him down. And that's exactly what they did. Like, game 2 of the Summer League, he went off, did his thing, looked like what we thought he was going to look like. Then they were like, all right, go back to San Antonio, start gaining weight.
And we know what we've seen internationally, but I have no idea how it'll translate into the game. Trey talked about a Wemby's game.
Yeah, he had a one-legged pull-up mid-range and one. Hit a game-tying 3 at the end of the scrimmage. It was against my team, so that's not fun. But it's good that he's getting it going here early.
Good pick so far.
Yeah, I would say so.
I need to know who contested a Wemby pull-up so I can curse at him. Yeah, just play good defense. Put your hands up. You're not blocking Wemby shot. Like, who jumped and fouled him on this and one? Like, again, if it's at the rim, I get it. You got to be physical at the rim. But he said one-legged pull-up and one. I'm like, who the hell decided to try and block Wemby's one-legged pull-up?
Hope springs eternal.
Yeah,
you never know.
That's a dumbass foul, whoever that was.
Some of the greatest games ever played are scrimmage games.
The 92 Dream Team scrimmage comes to mind.
I can think of every team I've ever been on.
Yeah, the scrimmage.
Some of the most fun, most intense games I've ever played.
The UCLA runs are very intense out there in UCLA during the summer with NBA players. I think a lot of the Drew League when the pros show up. Yeah, pickup games.
Not pickup. I'm talking about inter-squad scrimmage.
Oh, yeah, well, still.
I'm talking about I want your job, man on man. I know exactly what you're going to do. I know the plays you're going to run. Those are the most intense things I've ever been a part of.
One that comes to mind, Jimmy Butler with the third stringers in Minnesota, telling Karl Anthony Towns that telling the GM, you paid him, you should have paid me. That comes to mind.
That's when he went Three Stooges on the whole team.
Yeah.
It's pip, pap,
Yeah, he was like, give me the third string that wouldn't beat Karl Anthony Towns. And it was like, yo, y'all better pay me. You know what I mean? And needless to say, he moved on to Miami.
You talked about what the expectations are for him, and dim your light, and at the same time, we need you to do what the other two guys have done before you got here.
Oh my gosh, don't do this.
That's coming. And then the idea, okay, if it's not just us, let's look around the rest of the league. We want you to do things that only 4 guys in the history of the NBA have done. Now, unfortunately, 2 of them have been with the Spurs, and that's making an all-NBA team as a rookie.
Dave and Tim made all-NBA?
As their rookies, make all-NBA. It's not commonplace. David and Tim both did it as rookies, 97-98 for Tim. David did it at 89-90. Only 2 other dudes have ever done that, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. You better do it, Wemby.
So what we asking him?
Be all NBA your rookie year.
Be humble, but also be Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan.
All rolled into one. That's all we're asking.
But the difference in all those guys there, Rob, they were all in their 20s.
Boom. The league's different. We know that.
Tim played all 82 games his rookie season, was selected to play in the first All-Star game, and won Rookie of the Year, average 21, 12, and 3.
Now, as big as
come on.
Dude, as big a shadow as you got, you ain't that big.
Don't do this. Don't do this to Victor. Don't do this to Victor. Tim had come off 4 years at Wake Forest. Like, don't do this to Victor. Please don't. David Robinson's rookie year, 24 points, 12 boards, 4 blocks, 82 games, and was an All-Star and won Rookie of the Year. Come on, man.
According to ESPN Analytics, the NBA, it appears Wemby has a 55% chance to be an All-Star.
The thing that stands out to me with Tim and Dave is the 82. I just don't see the Spurs allowing Victor to play 82.
Yes, I think that's going to be a problem. I think he'll reach the threshold. I mean, you kind of got to get that. What is it? 65 games. I think we'll see 65 hard-fought basketball games. That's it.
So you got him sitting 17?
I bet there is a calendar already in place with games with X's and games with circles.
That's the travesty at 19. At 19, that is no bueno. We're going to talk about Kawhi. At least Kawhi's got 2 finals MVPs under his belt with his load management. What Wemby came, what did he play last season? 35 games? Or was it something like that?
Well,
man, you better get his ass on the floor and play. All them damn yoga stretching and feet stretching and walking around barefooted and plyometrics. What is all that for if we're not going to push him?
We know that he will, be an atypical rookie.
Now, I know he wants to play. He's said that.
Yes.
He wants to be out
and I would expect that. But I will say this. After what we've seen with guys of his stature, with Chet last year in his foot, knee issues with these big dudes, foot issues seem to be a constant issue. I think more than most, you would be justified in sitting a guy who appeared by every measure to be healthy. You could just go, this guy's 7'3" and still growing, man.
Oh, you feel like you can justify
I think you could go to the NBA and go, we're just not going to play him and we're not going to lie to you. But this is uncharted territory. We're trying to keep this guy healthy for our benefit, but also for the league's benefit. I think you'd get some instead of some clap back, like he ain't even hurt. Well, dude, this guy's 7'3", and we think he's going to be 7'5" in the next 2 years. I think he's going to add 2 more inches. He's only 19. Maybe we shouldn't be running this guy 82 games or 75 games. Maybe 65 is enough for a 19-year-old. We say the same thing about high schoolers and curveballs. We just don't do
throws.
It.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be saying the same thing about Miles on a 19-year-old.
They do the pitch count for sure.
So I think you would be justified, although it wouldn't really feed the bulldog at the end of the day. As far as Wemby will not play in front of an empty seat this year.
See, that's the thing with Wemby, because they're gonna put him in that tier of superstar. And that's why whoever this Dell company is and the 6th Street company, y'all gonna have to pay a few fines for us. A couple times, pay a couple $100,000 a couple times if we're gonna do this with them.
I got home yesterday and was out for my morning walk.
Nice.
And ran into some new neighbors, and we're just kind of all standing around talking. And one of them is new here, had been living in Illinois and had been a Bulls fan. And it was a Bulls fan. And had listened to us yesterday. And he
oh, really?
He brought up the fact that I said, don't trust the process. There should be no process.
Yeah, you said that's a crutch.
That's a crutch that you hide behind it. And he brought up the Bulls. And the Bulls are a team that have brought talent in. Talent has cycled through that door. They've come and they've gone. They haven't gotten the right talent, and they haven't had guys around long enough to even begin a process. But he brought up the fact that, like, don't wait, Spur fan. There is no next year we're going to get that piece. And there is no year after that we're going to get that piece. Because those pieces, you don't know what the pieces you got are going to do. You cannot rely on long term. He's like, I'm excited to be here right now because I want this to be something cool. He was military types, and I've traveled all over the world, and I've run into, you followed the Spurs because they were that big. I want to be here and be a part of this.
Philly, look at Philly. They haven't even gotten to an Eastern Conference final and trusted the quote unquote process for 6 years, and they can't even get to an ECF.
So expectations, we need to reinforce that this is a matter of now.
It is, and from what I'm hearing, it's starting to sound like a Popovich coach team. When I hear from Trey yesterday, when I hear from Vassell yesterday, the word that I keep hearing over and over is defense, and that's when I know, okay, now we've entered Spurs. Now we've entered what they are and what the culture is. You talk about Heat culture. Spurs culture is we're going to run a very intricate defense, and that's what we're going to lay our hat on, and we're not going to foul people, and it's going to keep us in games. And that's what you heard from both Devin Vassell and Trey Jones yesterday. So it's starting to sound like a Pop team. It's starting to sound like a team that expects and wants to win.
How much time are we going to give them is really the question.
To get to
I
what?
mean, when are we going to start asking and expecting wins? I don't think we're going to expect them immediately. I think we're going to allow the 4 to kind of find their way. And when I say the 4, one of the 4 that gets to stand up as the future is going to come off the bench. One of those 4 is coming off the bench.
And as Pop said at Media Day yesterday, I haven't thought about it, but if Manu Ginobili can come off the bench, anybody on this team can.
Who is the most likely candidate to do so? Who would you put off the bench, and who would you put in there as that 5th? Where do you see your rotations going? Let's talk about that in the rest of the NBA. As James Harden came to work, the Sixers got a full complement, at least for a bit. Hold on tight. The NBA gumbo, she is warming up, and we're talking about it next. You're on R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The fall festival events have begun. Fall Classic Series has begun out at SA Card House. If you go to SA Card House's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, I talked all September about them giving away that car. You can see them giving away that Dodge Challenger. A lot of times with these giveaways and these contests, you hear about it, and then next thing you know, you don't. But actually, SA Card House actually gave away a 2023 Dodge Challenger. You can check it out in the fall series. They got 11 different events today around 6 o'clock, not around, at 6 o'clock. $250 no limit hold'em, black chip bounty this day 18, getting started around 6 o'clock. 50,000 guaranteed. And if they say it's 50,000 guaranteed through this guaranteed, also while you're getting in there paying to play, you have to go by Foster's Bar and Grill. Get yourself some grub. Get yourself a nice little cocktail. They'll actually bring it to the table while you're playing. Check it all out for yourself at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House at 281 in Bitters.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Niners at 6 p.m.
4th and goal, man in motion left to right, inside, a play action, bootleg to the left, Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown, and he's fired up.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Law, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's GA-won't-wait.com.
2 times the healthy blood pressure support? That's a number to rave about. Thanks to Superbeats Heart Chew's unique 2X ingredient that helps promote normal blood pressure nearly 2 times more effectively than diet and exercise alone. Superbeats is America's #1 selling beet brand and the only #1 cardiologist, doctor, and pharmacist recommended beet brand for heart health support. A clinical study showed that the key ingredient in Superbeats Heart Chews is nearly 2 times more effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. And they're part of a brand with over 60,000 5-star ratings and reviews. So double your potential with a special offer exclusively for radio listeners. Get a free 30-day supply of Superbeats Heart Chews and 15% off your first order at getsuperbeats.com with code RADIO. That's a free 30-day supply and 15% off for radio listeners only at getsuperbeets.com, code RADIO.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece ModBox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R here on the Star, and we got the stars coming to you. His name is Chris Tucker.
And you know this. I like him in Rush Hour.
I was going to say
Friday.
There's 3 movies that come to mind when I hear him. I think of him. It's Rush Hour, it's Friday, and then there was that weird space movie.
Yeah, that one. He was in Dead Presidents as well as a heroin addict.
Him as a junkie, I didn't.
You know what? I liked him in the Jordan movie, Air.
Oh, he played Iowa coach, Raveling, right?
No, he was in the building with Phil Knight, like as the manager or agent or something. He was in the building with Phil Knight, remember?
Yeah, but that was George Raveling. Eventually, he became. I think he played Raveling.
Yeah, in the movie, he wasn't a coach yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Well, I think he was like somebody. Anyway, I think he played Raveling. That's right. I don't think of him as a serious actor, but anyway,
I don't think of him as a stand-up. I know that, but hey, go check him out.
I got some tickets. I just want to be able to tell you where it is if I had my paperwork in front of me. Get on the phone, 656-3776, 656 ESPN, because Chris Tucker is coming to your beautiful Majestic Theater on November the 2nd. And if you're caller number five, you're going to check out the Legend Tour 23 with Chris Tucker coming soon to the Majestic on November the 2nd. For tickets, if you don't win them now, you can go to livenation.com. That's caller number 5, 656-3776, 656 ESPN. The NBA, of course, back to work, and James Harden showed up yesterday. He's here. Wait till you hear Zach Lowe.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, we got it. Cool. Wait till you hear Zach Lowe talk about James Harden coming to work. You're going to like this.
My reaction to that the guy's going to show up and maybe not be a member of the team in a full-fledged sense, here's my reaction. This is inevitable. He has to show up. The only reason he's showing up is because there's a clause in the CBA, a very obscure one, that says if he withholds services for 30 days in the last year of his contract, the Sixers can block him from entering free agency at the end of the season. He was always going to show up. He has to show up, and he was always going to potentially not be, as Woj put it, a full-fledged member of the roster. So showing up to me means nothing until he shows exactly what level of commitment he's going to have to the team.
So he just skipped media day because he didn't want to answer questions,
right?
But he was always going to show up because of that clause. Like, yeah, the last year of his contract. Appreciate that little fun fact, Mr. Lowe. Yeah, okay. I mean, I kind of figured that's why when I say, of course, I was like, of course he did. I'm sure there was some type of fine, but I didn't know they could block him from entering free agency. So yeah, you get no credit whatsoever for showing up to work for a job where that pays you $35 million a year, by the way.
If you're Nick Nurse trying to revamp this thing,
right?
Do you even want him in the building? I mean, dude, I'd rather you stayed home.
I think, I remember John Wall, the Rockets did this with John Wall, where they were paying him $40 million, but they said, hey, we don't want you around these kids. Just stay home. I could see that.
Because I got stuff to do, and Harden is not going to be a part of it. And the longer he's here,
matter of fact, they did it. The Philly did it pretty much with Ben Simmons in a way as well.
You can stay away.
Like, peace out, bro. Like, it's toxic. We still got to go play games. We got to worry about Boston, who just got Drew Holiday. We got to worry about the Bucks, who just got Dame Lillard. Miami Heat got Perm Jimmy Butler. We got business to tend to, man. Just go away. I could definitely see that.
Nurse got his own problems. Last thing I need is you.
Morey, I mean, it still comes down to Morey. If Morey, this comes a tinkling contest where Morey's like, no, dude, I'm just gonna make you sit here. But then, do you really make him just sit there, or do you try to get, even though James Harden value is way down, but whatever you can get is still better than just watching him walk out the door. So as Morey, like, I know you're upset. He called you a liar. You're hurt. You gave him $300 million and he's trashing you. You still got to take care of business. And business says, the business smart part of it says, trade him and get
whatever.
Something is better than nothing.
Because
you can't get much.
If I'm Nurse, if I'm Morey, I let Joel Embiid make the decision. You tell me exactly what you want me to do.
Because right now I got to start making Joel happy.
Whatever you want me to do is exactly what I will do. You will be part of every decision here, because you don't handle this right, everybody's gone.
Yeah,
you lose everybody.
Or did he show up in the fat suit?
Not yet.
Did he bring the fat suit
Not
out?
yet.
No?
See, that's the problem. If he shows up in a fat suit, nobody will trade for him. He's got to have to stay skinny.
Okay.
But he can't play. So he's just going to have to look good walking in and out. Look at some of these pictures of the fat suit underneath the T-shirt. Hey, coming back, wow, that Philadelphia team's got some questions to answer. There's the other team in green. They're pretty good. Jerry doesn't seem to rank them as high as a lot of us do. Wait till you hear who Jerry thinks is headed toward the Super Bowl coming out of the NFC as the Cowboys and the 49ers come up. We hear from the owner and general manager. Well, that's next. You're on R&R, and Jerry's speaking here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Saturday, you got A&M versus Alabama. You got OU versus Texas. And then Sunday night, of course, you got 49ers and Cowboys. And I got the perfect place for you to take it all in. And you might be kind of shocked. Yes, it is the football headquarters this season. And guess what? Sunday night, you're like, well, Rudy, what time they close? They don't close until that game finishes. They're not going to turn off the TVs or the lights on you until that game finishes. And they posted a meatball sandwich that looked to die for on their social media the other day that I must try the next time I'm out at Golf Club of Texas. Oh, and by the way, the course is in fantastic shape for my guys and gals that like to get out there and play golf. But the best rates are always going to be at the golfclubtexas.com. That's right, golfclubtexas.com. Book your rate. It's a Lee Trevino design course. It's a link style course. It's tough, but it's very fun. Awesome time out there, and it's in great shape. Check it all out for yourself at golfcluboftexas.com. That's the Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
All hell is going to break loose.
The Jim Rome Show.
You know, the fact is, to me, this guy's gone from screaming smack to preaching truth.
Clones. Rome is back.
He's great. He's awesome. The guy's insane. He's absurd.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives the winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the penthouse to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be present in a state where lawful to wager, must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana, visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Shine Down, the Revolution's live tour continues. October 9th, Freeman Coliseum. With very special guests, Papa Roach and Spirit Box. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Shine Down live.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas
gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Give me more! Look, I don't know who you was with before me, but this is all I got.
San Antonio, award-winning actor, producer, and comedian Chris Tucker is coming to the Majestic Theater November 2nd, the Legend Tour. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. We're glad you're with us today. And for those that are with us all day long, we got all kinds of prizes. It pays to listen to us all day, every day. I got so much paperwork in front of me. I got to find what I need to find here. We've got Shine Down tickets.
You got like, it's crazy over there today.
It got out of hand.
The SIG, because of the SIG.
That I'm trying to get it out of the way. You watch TV types, and they always have different colors of paper in front of them. Like there's pink piece, and that's for one thing. And
what you need.
We don't have that. We just got white. So I got Chris Tucker tickets that we just gave away. We're giving away a $50 McDonald's gift card at some point between now and 9:54
Get a couple
p.m.
family packs with that.
I've got WWE SmackDown tickets that I will be giving away in the next 15 minutes. They're coming to our beautiful Frost Bank Center on Friday, October the 20th, less than a week away. This is a hot ticket, and I got some. So hold on before the end of this segment. Before we're finished with Jerry, we're giving away some SmackDown tickets. You good with that, Edwin?
He ain't got no choice.
No, he does, actually.
Yeah, he does.
He got a whip and a chair over there.
Yeah, he does.
Jerry was on The Fan yesterday for his usual. And of course, we know what they're the boogeyman. We can't beat them. We haven't been able to beat them. Playoffs, doesn't matter. We can't beat them. Jerry talked about the quality of the team that they're getting ready to play and how they're going to get back at them after the defeat, the difficult defeat, especially last year. First of all, the matchup itself. This is Jerry.
Make no mistake about it. They're a tremendous team, outstanding defense, and will challenge us as much as anybody that, frankly, we've been challenged with this year or any other year. So they've certainly got that. Frankly, we need to worry about execution and need to worry about ourselves and not so much about what they are, because they are right now probably the most likely team to go in the Super Bowl. And but in order for them to get there, they've got to go by us. Hopefully 2 times, if that's the way it falls in the playoffs, and we're in the playoffs, of course. But the bottom line is that you're playing the best. This is a certainly you don't need the game to tell you that you're playing the best, but you need the game to show you how you stack up against the best.
Why no mention of the Eagles? No, because look, when he talks about them having to go by Dallas, I mean that you could possibly have to go by both. I mean, because last year they had to get through both. They made it through the Cowboys, but they weren't able to make it past the Eagles. Brock Purdy tore had Tommy John situation going on, so they weren't able to beat the Eagles. But I mean, we all know it's coming down to 3 teams. But I got Seattle in the driveway as the fourth best team in the NFC. Not at the door, not knocking, but I have Seattle in the driveway. Now, a lot of that hinges on what's going on with Geno Smith. But Seattle, when you got, Tyreek Woolen, who was all world, if not for Sauce Gardner, he's defensive rookie of the year. And then they just had another rookie that just had a 99-yard pick six on Sunday. They've quietly built up a nice little roster. They got a bunch of receivers over there. And hell, isn't Jigba back yet? I know he had gotten hurt. So I got Seattle that just turned into the driveway. Haven't gotten out the car. They can't come in the house with Philly, San Fran, and the Cowboys.
They're
but
a distant fourth.
They're in the driveway.
They're in a distant fourth.
I wouldn't. It's sitting in your seat where you're sitting, where you
Well,
are.
I'd say the best of the rest.
Where you are now, San Fran and Philly can say that.
Yes.
Now, where you're sitting.
What do you mean where I'm sitting?
Where you're sitting, I wouldn't call Seattle a distant fourth. You haven't proven to be that much better than Seattle.
What happened last week?
What do you mean what happened last week?
We held Belichick to 3 points.
No, I'm just saying I wouldn't in a playoff setting. I wouldn't. Yeah, you're supposed to say we.
On this one, y'all go.
I would say us. I'm a Cowboy fan now. I forgot. I just turned over.
That's right. We brought you in yesterday.
Yeah, I'm over. I already switched over.
That's right. We're glad you're here.
Both teams. What? Oh, they do play this year. What? November?
Yeah,
what
we get them.
November 30th.
They get each other.
Well, how the hell do they play November? That's one of them short weeks after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah, man, I wouldn't. Hey, now we ain't that much better than Seattle. We're better, but not much. You say distant fourth.
I would say the best of the rest. I'm giving them flowers. I really am. I'm not trying to downgrade them, but I do think it's the Cowboys, the 49ers, and the Eagles, and then everybody else, and they're on top of that. That's in the NFC. That's
how would you rank the top 3? Rank them.
Right now, it's San Francisco, Cowboys, and Eagles. I think that the separator between the Eagles and the Cowboys is I do think that the Cowboys takeaways on defense is the separator. That's the only difference between the two.
Even though one team's undefeated.
And then, you're right. I mean, it's hard. It's 2 and 2A.
No, I got you.
But I think if I stack up
your
that
power
defense,
rankings right now in the NFC are San Fran, Dallas,
and
Philly, Seattle. Who's your 5th?
The Detroit, right there.
Ooh, damn. Yeah, that's another team that the Dallas Cowboys play this year. Are you confident that the Cowboys are better than Detroit?
Shoot, no. On any given Sunday. I mean, we could do that. Yeah, they're better than Detroit, all in all. But Detroit brings that physicality, the kind of thing that.
Yeah, I think you're right with Detroit. I would have told you it would be New Orleans, but Tampa's staring at us 3-1. But I don't believe in Tampa after what I saw against them against Philly. Philly ain't even playing well and beat them easily. Yeah. So, but I would have told you it'd be New Orleans sitting at that Seattle spot or that Detroit spot. But
so far, Seattle.
But New Orleans hasn't lived up to the billing.
They're the biggest disappointment so far. And when you ask Jerry about his team, about what they had last year versus this year, he kind of agrees, or I agree with him. The defense is the separator.
I like our defense. I think we're playing better than we've played, and we've been playing some pretty good defense last few years. But I like our defense, and frankly, this is the best I've felt about our offense this year, certainly during training camp or any time. And so I think if we will do what we can do the best, and that is maximize what we're doing with Dak and execute. And we were able to execute the other day. They were letting us do some stuff and out there on those corners that really gave us some wind. And we're going to need some wind early.
Wind in the sails, Rudy.
And but there's let me back up. Okay. There's no reason physically. No reason scheme-wise that we shouldn't go out there and play well enough to win a football game.
No reason.
Okay.
Now, there's a number I want to bring up here that I think we should talk a little bit more about, something that hadn't been brought up. And this is kind of like deep in the stats kind of stuff.
Okay.
You know, we see the 49ers and we look at them and go, well, McCaffrey, CMC. If it's not they're going to run. They're going to try to run the ball.
Kittle, it could be, a lot of things, a lot of weapons.
Well, running the ball is where you look at the Cowboys and go, they can't stop the run. And we could dispute whether they had to or could or did, or even had to try very hard against New England to stop the run, because quite frankly, New England was behind from the get-go and was having to throw the ball. So I don't know if I can take away that they are defensive stoppers. But let's get away from run defense real quick.
All right.
The Cowboys defense has been one of the best in the NFL since Quinn got there. But one area that they struggled in is yards after catch, making the tackles. They don't tackle well. San Francisco leads the NFL in yak receptions since 2021 and ranks 5th in total yards after the catch. The Cowboys, on the other hand, are terrible at yak. They give up. Right now, they're 21st in the league in giving up yards after the catch, despite the fact of having one of the top defenses. If you can catch it, they don't make the tackle. And some of that is stripping. They're trying to grab the ball instead of making the tackle. Well, while the takeaways have gotten them to where they need to be as the top defense, this week, maybe you sacrifice the strip for the tackle. Just get the man down, because they will matriculate. So pay close attention to how the Cowboys tackle in space instead of maybe stripping.
But the thing is, don't you just remain who you are? And they lay their hat on takeaways. So do you want to switch that up for this week? For this week, just because every week has its own story. And I'm with you, Rob. I wouldn't mind them saying, hey, you know what, this week, fellas, we're securing the tackle.
Just hold them to 5 instead of trying to get the turnover. Just make the tackle.
I like that game plan this week. Now, I don't know if Dan Quinn's going to do that. I don't know if Dan Quinn's going to be like, hey, you know, we just got to do what we do. But I wouldn't mind seeing them switch that up.
It's a matter of how you decide to defend it. What do you guys think? Is that a concern? 656-3776, 656 ESPN. Let's jump on with Keith.
How we doing, fellas?
Good, man. We're glad you're here.
Wonderful. Got 2 parts here. One, I'm not understanding your power ranking of putting Dallas over Philly and Philly undefeated. I just don't see that. Is that just a Dallas fan speaking, or is that?
No, I will give you this. I will tell you that I don't think Philly is playing as good as they can. And if when they do play as good offensively as I think they're capable of, then I think they are worthy too. But I'm not going to give them any more than they deserve. They're 4-0, but they haven't beat a whole lot. And the teams that they have beat, they didn't beat them to the level of a Super Bowl NFC rep should have done. Now, this new OC and all that, I'm with you. They're 4-0, but they haven't played as good as they can. And when they get there, then they get that right.
Gotcha. Now my second part. I'm living in San Antonio, but I'm from Florida, so I'm a true Tampa fan. Buccaneer.
I'm with you. I like what y'all been doing so far. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Brody, you talk about how Philly kind of just barely beat us, and you don't want to put us above Detroit.
I can't put you. Hold on.
I don't do that.
You don't have y'all better than Detroit. You don't. You don't believe that.
How? Our defense is better than Detroit.
Who is this? Keith, have you had your coffee yet? You haven't had your coffee yet.
I had 2 days from Shipley, though.
That's why you got a sugar rush, Keith.
Keith, this is worthy of discussion, because I think it's fair. I think we discount that Tampa team and teams that just know how to win. And we're always going to downgrade Baker until he does it with the lights on.
Their defense is better than Detroit's. Let me think about that, Keith.
They certainly don't scare you like Detroit.
But you know what? The thing about it is with Detroit, they're the darling. So we kind of looking at everything like glass half full. As with Tampa, we're like, yeah, but. So it's like we're not giving Tampa a fair look, because they're like, man, that's Baker Mayfield, man. Todd Bowles is supposed to get fired. We don't believe you. You need more people. But they are 3-1, Rob. They are.
And it's hard to take that away. And there's
Very
something
hard.
to be said about teams that just know how to freaking win football games. You know, we just know what we're doing. We're not going to screw it up. We're not going to give it to you.
Is this the Cowboys' first test, though, as far as the defense? As far as the defense goes, is this their first true test?
Absolutely. Without hesitation. We haven't seen an offense yet. We have not
Even though
seen
Arizona had a good game, that's this is the first true test.
Name 3 starters on the Arizona Cardinals offense.
Don't make me look.
See what I'm
on
saying?
radio.
That's not an offense that
James Conner. I
that
know him.
strikes fear
Hollywood
in the
Brown. Yeah, that's about it.
You got a quarterback that doesn't even know the names of his players. He's been there like 4 months. That's not an offense that's built to destroy. This is by far the best offense they have seen. This offense is built to destroy you and to embarrass you, to run over you, to make you know that this was defense playing both sides of the ball. They're going to hit you. So, no, it hadn't even – we haven't even come close. Your call's next. We're talking Cowboys, Niners. We want to hear from you. Who's better? Give us your power rankings. That's coming up. You're at R&R, man. 656-3776. We can't wait to hear from you. We'll be right back. You're on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
It's the new end of the year inventory closeout sale at Ewald Kubota. That's right, on the Kubota M-Series tractor. Ewald's offering great discounts, easy finances, and don't forget, my tax people, Section 179 tax deduction. You can write it off your taxes. Go see the guys and gals and ask them for the details. And it's about that time for that winter service. You can schedule online or by calling any of their locations or by visiting ewaldkubota.com and check the one nearest you. And they got a whole fleet of equipment you can rent by the day or month, and the zero-turn mowers as that grass going to start growing a little bit as we get a little bit more rain. You'll always find great deal on tracker package, front-end loaders, post-hole diggers, whatever implements you need, they'll get them for you, not to mention an orange line trailer to get to your property. Like Ewald Kubota, like John Ewald always says, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota, from the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas. For 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday at 1:30 p.m. It's the Aggies and Bama in an SEC battle presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's raining in Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in the zone.
So what if I need a new one? No problem. We have the right battery for your car, starting at only $89.99.
Get in the zone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Did you know gas goes bad in as little as 30 days? Bad gas can cause rough starts, poor performance, or no starts at all. Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer, ensures quick and easy starts after storage. Stable's proprietary formula keeps fuel fresh for 2 years, outperforming competitors. Whether it's your car, truck, boat, lawnmower, leaf blower, weed trimmer, ATV, motorcycle, or anything else with an engine, when you store, start with Stable.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This Sunday, the big game is finally here as the Cowboys take on the 49ers, and we're pre-gaming at Twin Peaks. Join us this Sunday at the Twin Peaks Live Oak location starting at 3. Frosty 29-degree beers, tasty bites made from scratch out of the kitchen, and the beautiful Twin Peaks girls. Plus, we've got your chance to win Shinedown and Papa Roach tickets. So come Sunday Fun Day with us as we broadcast live at the Twin Peaks Live Oaks location. With wall-to-wall screens, there's never a bad seat in the house. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Your home for college football's national championship is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
National champions at long last.
KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Oh, Longhorn fan, tight end Jatavion Sanders is day-to-day coming up over that game versus Oklahoma. The Rangers got their first win since 2015, 4-0 shutout. They play again today, 1:30 over on ESPN 1250. But right here on San Antonio Sports Star, you got game 2, Brewers Diamondbacks, as the Brewers lost game 1. It all starts after the Blitz at 5:30.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition. Oh, left-hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a hump day edition. We forget the past. We look forward. We're getting ready to a huge a weekend of football. Aggies, Bama, Texas, OU, and then Sunday night, the Piece de Resistance, the cherry on top of the Sunday, the game of the week of the year, the Cowboys and the Niners. Niners seeking to go 5-0 since first time since 2019. Fourth time in the Super Bowl era. 2 of the previous instances, they did go to the Super Bowl. Jerry believes they're in the way. What do you think? 656-3776, 656 ESPN. We want to know where they rank, your thoughts on the game, power rankings, and just general calling them out. Jerry overlooked the Philadelphia Eagles, said the 49ers are the team to beat. But
they're going to win the Super Bowl.
They got to go through the Cowboys. Let's hit the phone lines. Gino's there. Let's talk power rankings. Who's the best team in the NFC, Gino, and where do the Cowboys fall in your ranking?
Right now, I give the 49ers the edge. Till they can prove me wrong. I think they are. I think right now it's a toss-up for us in Philly. It's 2A, 2B for me. Like, we're right there with Philly. Philly hasn't impressed me that much yet, but
But Dallas has
together real quickly.
Dallas has impressed you, Gino?
Dallas has. What the only thing that hasn't impressed me was, and then we got exposed, and you were just talking about it, Rob, was And against the Cardinals, instead of tackling, what's his face, the running back and stuff
James
like that,
Conner.
we made him look like all-star, yeah. and when the game got physical, we didn't get physical with them. We were still looking to arm tackle, strip the ball, and we can't do that against the 49ers because the 49ers are going to run all over us, and they're going to play man-to-man. They're going to man you up, and they're going to hit you in the mouth. So that's what I need to see the Cowboys do because they have the right attitude, the right mentality, but I still haven't seen them get physical yet. When they get punched in the mouth, how are they going to react? And that's the only thing that I'm nervous about for this Sunday.
I think you're right, Gino. Great call. I think you hit it right on the head. I'm not sure the Cowboys will ever be considered a bruising, violent team.
I consider Cowboys a physical team.
And there's a difference.
I consider them a physical team.
Do you really?
Let me tell you why. Because the offensive line, no matter who they plugged in, has been really good. So you can't be a good offensive line.
On one side of the ball. I was only thinking defense.
Defensively, you can't do what they've done these past few years and do what you've done to the Giants and what you did to the Jets and what you did to Mac Jones unless you're physical and violent. Like you can't be this dominant. There's not a dominant defense over the years that you could say, oh, that's a finesse defense that's the best in the league.
I wasn't going to say finesse.
No, they're not finesse. That's a physical football team.
Okay,
Dallas is a physical football team. I don't know if they're San Fran physical, but they're a physical football team. They are.
Dan, we're coming to you. The only reason I say that is how can you call yourself a physical football team when everybody goes the way you beat them is run on them?
That's a strong-ass question, Rob.
Let's hit the phones. Dan, Niners, Cowboys, Sunday night. What you think?
Great question.
This is Bang Bang.
Oh, man, good to see you.
Well, all right.
I want to talk to Rudy J. Rudy J, it's a little early. You still have a chance. You don't have to give your allegiance to the Cowboys for the rest of the season. Why don't you decide whoever that fan base gets Rudy J?
Do you want him? Do you want him? Is
I don't
the
know
answer?
if you want me.
He hasn't been a good luck charm.
I mean, you know what? Chicago. I mean, I'm a Chicago fan. One of those side fans. But I mean, I'm on a Bang Bang Niner gang. But we'll take you.
Here
I'll
he
tell you
comes.
this, Rudy J. 7 years ago when I moved here, there was only one Niner fan club in San Antonio. Now there's 3.
Yeah, exactly. They come out of the sewer every now and then when they're good.
It's because of the work release programs from the county jail. They're getting out earlier and they can go to the meetings.
Why did 49er fan become Raider fan? Oh, geez. Yeah, 49er fan, don't get it twisted. They hide out. They throw rocks and hide their hand. They only come outside when they're good. At least Cowboy fan shows his face no matter what.
See, I'm of the age where I know where all the closet 49ers are. And
me too.
And Bang Bang here, Dan, he's closet.
Well, Bang Bang is a Bear fan.
I think he's jumping on the 49er bandwagon.
Is he jumping over there?
I think he's going to have a 49er jersey
every
on.
Bear fan is switching teams right now until we go and get Caleb and Marvin Harrison Jr.
See,
and then we'll go back.
And they're balanced out by the Wookiee. So those two balance each other out. They keep the universe equal.
I'm tired of being loyal.
All right, let's talk Cowboys Niners. As I'm getting more and more the vibe here that not only Jerry is overlooking the Eagles.
Well, Cowboy fan is too.
I think Cowboy fan is overlooking Eagle. I really am. Let's go to the phone lines. Vanessa, welcome on. We're glad you're here.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I know we're talking Cowboys and 49ers, and that's great. But I have a little bombshell for y'all.
Uh-oh. What's that?
It's the Seahawks. They're the best freaking team ever.
Don't do this, Vanessa.
It's-
Don't do
I'm
this.
doing
Vanessa,
it.
here's
I'm
the
doing it on
problem,
a
is you
Wednesday.
had Rudy.
It's a long day. We need to get through this day. And you know why they're the best team? I will let you know why they're the best team.
Why?
Because they're lime green and blue. Don't question anything else. This is for my husband to make him smile this morning.
Okay, the lime green. I think we're all smiling
Okay,
somehow.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate the color scheme.
Look.
And they are the best of the rest. That's what they are.
I thought was that Miss Minix?
No,
Disguised
that
as
was
Vanessa?
not.
Okay.
That was not.
I know Miss Minix is a Seattle fan, but that wasn't her voice. Look, Vanessa, I know you're doing that for your husband. So whoever your husband is, I have a feeling I know who he is. I don't know for sure, but y'all are good. Y'all are good.
Just good.
Y'all are good.
Let's be real. We all try to tap dance around the fact that nobody, even the Seahawks, believe in Geno. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, they're worried that Geno won't be able to follow through. It's true.
Rob Thompson.
It's true.
What have you seen from the guy that you call your quarterback that makes him
I'm
much
not,
better than
we're
Geno?
not, don't do the
I'm asking
whatabouts.
you.
Don't put on a red hat and
I'm
go
asking
whatabout. No, I'm just talking about in your heart of hearts, Seahawk fan, be real with yourself.
He's
if it
Dak.
Comes
He's
down,
Kirk Cousins. He's all those
I'm not
guys.
talking to Dakites. I'm not talking to them. Let's not do whatabouts. Seahawk fan, believe that Geno Smith can take you where you haven't been since Russell. Do you really believe it? Do you? I don't. I'm not saying that he's not the comeback player and all of this, but I think in your heart of hearts, you go, yeah, we're pretty damn good, but.
The folks you said had written you off, maybe? What do you say to them?
Yeah, they wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
Thank you, Rob. Write him off, Rob.
Send me that note. Prove me wrong.
Write him off, Rob. Go on and write him off, dog. You see how?
I'm not sure I ever wrote him in. Let's go back.
You got to be written in to be written off. You're right about that.
I should not be so hard on my man Geno. I don't know why that went that
I don't
way.
even know if he's healthy. We got to see what happens.
Yeah,
he
on a
left
dirty
it.
play,
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
on
it
top
was
of that.
very dirty.
Let's hit the back to the phone lines. Joey, we're glad you're there.
Yes, sir.
What's up, my man?
Hey, 49ers, Cowboys. 49ers win. Got that offense is pretty dynamic. Also, the Cowboys can't score touchdowns. I like Dak Prescott as a person. The guy's an incredible person. But, I mean, he's a good guy, man. You can't deny that. That guy takes the blame, and he stands up there tall when he does well or when he doesn't do as well. But the one thing about Dak is it's been proven he faces a tough defense. Before long, he'll give you the ball. And that's what happens, man. The Cowboys, when they face the 49ers, they get out tough, they get out physical, they get run on, and then Dak gives the 49ers the ball.
That's the narrative. He's right. And you know what, Joey, that's a good call. And for all those people out there, and I'm kind of there. I'm kind of in the same boat as Joey. I like Dak. I think he's a good guy. And it's not that I don't think he can do it. But until you at least get kind of close, I'm going to continue to question it. And I'm kind of with Joey. You're going to have to prove that you're tough enough, that you're physical enough, that you are to the point where execution is not an issue, tough enough kind of team. And that's not been there. And that's been the Dak problem all along.
Today I'll tell you, I believe in Dak. Tomorrow, by next Monday, I'll be like, I don't know. I'm hot and cold with him. And I think that's the definition of just what he is. But, when you look right now, he's only had one pick, only had 3 turnover-worthy plays. Josh Allen has 4 picks. Mahomes has 4. Hurts has 3. Tua has 3. So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing right now. Right now, a quarter of the way in, doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Rudy, he has never been in a better position than he is right now to prove people wrong. He's been in the same position several times with good football teams around him. With
now there's
all the tools.
Yeah, there's some quarterbacks that would die for this defense. I'm talking about, hey man, I'd play with my off arm to play with the defense that you played with. They're over the last 2 years, they've gotten you a gazillion extra possessions. That is priceless. That is priceless. And then over this first couple weeks, they've scored defensive touchdowns, making your job even easier. So at some point, they have to capitalize on this type of defense. You have to. But the thing that helps the Cowboys is they have the type of personnel that won't turn on each other. We've seen locker rooms get divided because the defense is just freaking tired of the offense giving away great games because after the defense played masterful. Micah leading that team, that's just not going to happen. They're never going to turn on the offense. So that's the only good thing about what's going on over there, that I don't think these guys will ever turn on each other.
The matchup is growing in importance, and there are things to be taken from this weekend.
Is a game. What the hell's going on with these callers? This must be a game.
I'm telling you, there's this low key.
Is this December or is this? We're not even in Halloween, and y'all hyping. It's Wednesday.
I felt it on Sunday afternoon. You knew after the Cowboys had just waxed that team, and you knew they were looking down the road. That these are the two big big dogs. We're settling some stuff. And you get to do it with a safety net, which means you can put your chin out there, man. You get knocked down, you're not counted out. This should be bring it all kind of a game. This isn't strategery. We're not playing in week 14 with the expectation we're going to see him again in a month. This is a chance to go out and prove it. What do you guys think? Stay on the line if you got the thoughts. This is turning into something that I think we wanted it to be, a game that truly matters in early October. Let's get back to the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. Dwayne, you dialed 76. Welcome on, man.
How's it going? I'm back. Listen, first response to your Eagles comment, you're not overlooking them. They're just not important right now.
Woo!
They're not. They're not anywhere near us on the schedule, and honestly, they're not playing their best football, so they're not scary.
What? He's right. How can you not look at your division? I don't care when you play them, Dwayne. That doesn't make much sense to me. I'm sorry.
They're not watching film on Jalen.
I hear you. And next month, when we're getting closer to November, then I'll be thinking about Philly. But right now, Philly has scraped by their teams barely. And their quarterback, who never throws picks, already has almost the same amount of picks as he had last year in 17 games. It's been 4. I'm not worried about Philly right now. And shout out, I know it's not y'all show, but shout out to Joe who ran for me yesterday because I've been waiting for this game to call him back. But
he left the country.
Yeah, Joe ain't even in the country for this week.
Yeah, exactly.
He don't want no part of this.
But but that being said, 49ers.
Dwayne,
wow, appreciate the
Dwayne. A couple things. First of all, Dwayne somehow got his hands on the coaching manual that says you're not allowed to talk about any other team than the one that you're about to play.
I just all right, okay, all right.
They're looking at box scores, Rudy. They know exactly what's going on in Philly. Cowboys know.
Jerry don't.
Jerry does too. It's anybody. It's a district game. Yeah, we know. We know what Philly's doing, but it ain't the primary focus. But as we get there, we're going to try to make light of the fact that Jerry overlooked Philly. It's a district game. Trust me. Right. They know what each other's doing.
They better know, because that's the defending NFC champ that we're just saying, oh, well, the Super Bowl goes through us in San Francisco. Excuse yourself, sir. Because Philly heard it. You know Sirianni's old pompous ass heard it.
Well, they heard it. Judson knows what Steele's doing. Steele knows what Judson's doing. They might not be immediate. They go to playoffs different ways, but they know what each other's doing. It's a district game.
It's just not on the schedule right now.
It's just not there. But to say, we ain't paying attention to Philly, come on.
Okay.
Come on. You got the MVP, you got everything up there in green, and they are undefeated. They know, but it's just not the primary focus. Great call. Let's go back to the lines. Who is in the order of weight? Who's been there the longest? Let's go to
Saul.
Good morning, Saul, my brother. How are you today?
I'm doing good. My thoughts on Dagger is I don't know why everyone wants him to be Mahomes. Right now with this defense, all we need him to be is better than Trent Dilfer. I mean, that Ravens defense, I think they went 4 games without a touchdown, without an offensive touchdown. If that could just not turn over the ball, get us in the red zone, and let the defense do what the defense does.
So far, so good, right?
It's worked. It's worked. It's not like San Francisco ran us out of the game last year in the playoffs. I mean, their offense couldn't do anything against us. McCaffrey didn't really go off.
Yeah, I think what you are doing, you sound like Cowboy fan that's trying to find something to hold on to. Well, we kind of did that, and they kind of didn't do that, so things fall right.
And nobody's trying to make Dak Mahomes. That's not nobody trying to make him Mahomes. That's impossible.
The anti-Dackers want him. Will only compare him against Mahomes.
I think they just don't want him to have 2 picks in the playoff game. There's a difference between not turning the ball over in a playoff game and being Mahomes. All they're asking is at least what that Cowboy fan is asking, hey man, just live to see another day. Don't throw off the back foot interceptions in Michael Gallup's direction. That's all they're asking. And
I think no, Rudy, they're asking for a little more than that. I was trying to be kind. I think we want a little bit more than just don't throw 2 interceptions. We need touchdown passes thrown through a needle. We need placement.
See, now that's
we
a bit
need
much. That's
sidearm look away
I hate
touchdowns.
that. Now if that's the case, then I'm with Saul on that. Like, what are y'all talking about? But okay. Y'all sit tight though. This is interesting. I didn't know. Look, I knew this was a big game, but it's Wednesday and y'all are losing your minds. So y'all sit tight on the phone line. We're gonna get to you for sure.
We haven't seen anything like this since 1990.
Well,
Since a primetime 49er game has not occurred with the Cowboys since 1990. As an all-time record, the two franchises are 19, 19, and 1. It is a district game, by district likes of which we don't get to see very often, and both teams are playing as good as they can.
Yeah.
Can't ask for much more. Let's go back to the phone lines. Gary, we appreciate your wait, and you're on R&R.
What's up, Gary?
All right. Hey. I'm waiting, man. If you want me to wait?
No, man, you're on. Let's talk, baby. You waited long enough.
I thought you said I wanted you to wait.
No, you good.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is, okay, I'm gonna use this analogy right here. It's like, people say, "Oh, we got to focus on the elephant in the room." Well, we got an elephant walking down the sidewalk. He's getting ready to walk in the room. You can't be worried about the elephant that's 100 yards down the road. When you got this big elephant that can come at you in all kinds of directions, get ready to step in your house and take your cornbread. You got to be ready, man.
Not my cornbread.
Yeah, you can't let him take
Not
your
my
cornbread, man. You can't let him have that. So you got to focus on the task at hand. And then we worry about the Eagles. We know they bad, but we just don't have time. We don't want to go paranoid and get put in the mental hospital.
All right, appreciate the phone call. So what's happened is Jerry has thrown the bat signal in the air, and Cowboy fans have united to say, we know, Philly, we know. But we'll get to you a little bit later. That's cool. I'll accept it.
It's just as good a poke in the eye as anything else.
It is.
It's just as
disrespectful, but okay, Cowboy fan. I see y'all working. All right.
Just
remember this. Keep this same energy.
It's the side eye. It's the side eye response. Yeah, we don't even see you, but we know you're in the room. Right. More Cowboys, Eagles, Niners, more of you next. Hang around with us. You're on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. As you sit very comfortably in your home, I hope you're comfortable. I hope you're not in pain. If you're dealing with the kind of pain that so many of us deal with, it can be fixed. If you're dealing with soft tissue injuries, a strain or a pull you might have picked up in the honey-do list or the Weekend Warrior stuff, you can get it fixed a lot quicker than just sitting around and waiting. Rosty providers around San Antonio have one task at hand, one highly trained mode of operation, and that is to get you out of pain as fast as possible without the use of drugs, without surgery, and using your body's own healing potential to get yourself back in the game. Trust me, it works. I'm a lower back issue kind of guy. I've had sciatica issues. I've had muscle issues most of my adult life, and I just live with it. I learned very quickly after the very first visit to Arasti that there is a fix out there and you can get yourself back in the game. And from that moment on, Arasti is part of my healthcare team. When I get that strain, that pull, when the plantar fasciitis that my kids dealt with, or maybe those tension headaches that just hit you that won't let go, that's what Arasti can do. They never need a referral, and they accept most of your insurances. What are you waiting on? Call them right now. It's 1-800-404-6050. 1-800-404-6050. I'm sure there's an Arasti provider less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. Go to Arasti.com. Check that map out. Listen closely. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix there. It's called Arasti. Call them now, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Niners at 6 p.m.
4th and goal, man in motion left to right, inside, a play action, bootleg to the left, Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown, and he's fired up.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Junk Law, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
For over a decade, SimpliSafe has revolutionized home security, and our latest advancement is here, 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Yep, I'm looking at the pages right now.
Thomas's translation company just lost its only 2 Spanish speakers. Without the right replacements, he'll be in problemas.
Yeah, we'll have those ready. Tonight's gonna be a late one.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Get Syntec only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If that sound gives you nightmares, there's a cheap and easy way to avoid engines not firing. Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer, ensures quick and easy starts after storage. Stable's proprietary formula keeps fuel fresh for 2 years, outperforming competitors. Pour Stable in your gas can or directly into the tank of your car, truck, hybrid, boat, ATV, motorcycle, or lawnmower to prevent fuel-related engine problems that cost time and money. When you store, start with Stable.
This season, your coffee orders are getting warmer and your outfits are getting cozier. The world keeps changing, and so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're one of the best ways to help protect yourself against COVID-19. You can get a COVID-19 shot at the same visit as a flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. And don't forget to get extra cinnamon spice. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
Football season is back, and there's no easier way for you to get in on the action than with Underdog Fantasy and their great pick'em game. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. I love playing the pick'em game because you can win real money. It is a fantasy game, but the cash is real, and it's legal in Texas. Pick between 2 and 5 players, whether they are going to go higher or lower on their stats, and you could win up to 20 times your money on a single entry by going 5 for 5. Go to their easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their pick'em lobby. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code STAR, and your first deposit up to $100 will be doubled. Plus, your special pick in the pick'em lobby. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Go download the app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Keep trying to give away stuff and our phone lines are racked. Keep trying to give
Are you
away
going
stuff.
Romy? You going rack them?
I'm just saying, we got stacked full phone lines, and I got stuff to give away. So in the next hour and a half, I've got Shinedown tickets to give away. I've got tickets to go eat at McDonald's. I say tickets. I got a $50 gift card to give away for McDonald's for the Loki's Loki meal.
Whatever that is.
It includes a 10-piece chicken McNuggets. Or a quarter pounder with cheese, or a Big Mac sandwich paired with medium fries, a medium soft drink, and sweet and sour sauce. And it ain't your average sweet and sour sauce. That's what it says right here, Rudy.
It's funny to me watching these celebs that would never eat McDonald's take their money. I don't blame them. I do the same.
It's the Loki.
Loki ain't had McDonald's in 20 years. You don't get TV lean eating McDonald's, okay?
It's the Marvel universe, and in that verse, you can eat McDonald's every day and retain your superpowers.
Okay.
Jerry said it, and I think most Cowboy fans believe it. I'm going to make the statement. The Cowboys are not as afraid of the Eagles as they are of the 49ers. They are not.
Let's get to the gist of it.
They are not.
This whole thing, we're not worried about them because they don't play there yet. No, it's not that. The Cowboys, because of Dak's record against the Eagles, they don't respect the Eagles, and they don't look at the Eagles as a roadblock. Let's stop doing this whole thing where no, we respect them. We're just not playing them this week. No, y'all don't respect the Eagles. So all 6 of you Eagle fans out there, remember the day. Remember today, they don't respect you. RJ Ochoa said as much on Up and Adams. He said as much. He said, and we're going to talk to him about that Friday. Look, we don't view the Eagles like we view the Niners because we've had some success against the Eagles.
And we don't want to be the team that says, but the Cowboys are arrogant. No matter what. Cowboys fans
suck. Yeah.
So because we've hung with the Eagles over the years, because we've managed to beat them at least once a year, fairly regularly, because
I think Dak's 8-3.
Yeah,
Eagles, something like that.
They're, even though that was that was last year, and things are different every year. We look at the Eagles like we've always looked at the Eagles. Yeah, you'll jump up and get us every now and again, but we're just better. That's just how we look at it. That's Cowboy fan.
You do know they won a bowl at 19.
I agree. I'm not saying it's based in reality. I'm just telling you what Cowboy fan, who's been a fan for any more than 15 years, looks at the Eagles at, every now and then you're good, but I don't expect you to jump up and get me. I'm not afraid of you.
I respect that. I may not agree, but I respect what you just said more than I respect. No, Rudy, it's just we're not playing them this week. No, you don't respect the Eagles. No. You're not afraid of the Eagles. You respect them, but you don't fear the Eagles. There's some fear with the Niners.
Not just a little fear either.
They give you butterflies? They give you butterflies?
Because this team has beaten us in different ways. And they make us do dumb stuff.
They beat you with 2 game managers at that, Garoppolo and Purdy, the last couple times.
You rely on the weaknesses of others, and you just put them in a position to show me your weakness. I just want to find the point of pressure, and the 49ers over the last couple of years have found the point of pressure, and they just wait for the Cowboys to self-implode. We'll just wait. We're going to play even with you, but we know if it comes down to mistakes, you're going to make more than us, and that makes us furious, and it makes us act weird. We get kind of jumpy when we're playing the 49ers. We make a play that we shouldn't try to make. We jump off sides. We do weird stuff because the 49ers are going, we knew you were going to do it, and here it is.
So basically what you're telling me is the 49ers go to the tee box with the 3-wood. And the Cowboys go with the driver.
Well,
and the Niners like, hey, I'm going to let y'all make the mistake.
No,
I'm going to lay up.
It's the other way around. We watched the 49ers go off with their little 3-wood dink and dunk, hand it to McCaffrey, and we go big, pull out the big Bertha ripstick.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to show you and put down and swing like we're headed down the 3rd hole of the Masters and wing it into the woods. And they go, yeah, that's what we thought you were going to do.
Exactly. And they just lay up stay in the fairway, and beat you.
So Cowboys, grip it and rip it or lay up? What should you do? The game of the week of the year is here, and we're talking about it right here on San Antonio Sports Star. 656-3776, 656-ESPN is the number to dial. That is what Christian did. Welcome on the show, Christian. Thanks for waiting.
Good morning, fellas.
Morning.
I'm one of those 6 Philly fans y'all just referenced here in San Antonio.
Bring it.
And, listen, y'all been talking since, week 2 about the boogeyman. Well, the boogeyman's here. And if you don't think that every single person in Philly is watching this game, y'all are crazy, right? We are watching and listening to everything that's going to transpire this Sunday night. It's going to be exciting.
You know what, Christian, I appreciate what you're saying, and I think you're right. And here's the sad news, Eagle fan. There ain't a single Cowboy fan paid a lick of attention to the Eagles, Tampa Bay. We didn't watch.
They did.
No, we didn't.
A lot of them did.
No, we didn't.
No, you're wrong.
We were watching 49ers.
No,
we weren't watching
You're
the
wrong.
Eagles.
You're wrong. I know plenty of Cowboy fans that are watching the Eagles because they're saying, hey, I've been watching the Eagles. They were not that good. No, there's a lot of Cowboy fan watching the Eagles. They are. Now, I'm not saying they're scared of them, but they're watching.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about. Hang with us. You're on a San Antonio Sports Star. We'll be right back.
You just started a whole mess.
We're picking fights.
Yeah, and I'm here for it.
Hey, bring it. We'll be right back. You're on R&R here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Look, I don't know who you was with before me, but this is all I got.
San Antonio, award-winning actor, producer, and comedian Chris Tucker is coming to the Majestic Theater November 2nd, The Legend Tour. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. Now with 15 area locations, including the newest location at South Cross and Highway 37. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Did your yard look healthy last summer? If not, consider adding organic compost. This is Bobby Jenkins of ABC Home and Commercial Services. ABC offers a compost program that uses premium soil-enhancing material. It's the organic way of improving the health of your San Antonio yard. Plus, in addition to being more attractive, a healthy yard fends off disease and retains water more efficiently. For an organic boost, call ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
Just call ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health San Antonio different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple: to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your T-check and exam today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit us at revivemenshealth.com.
If that sound gives you nightmares, there's a cheap and easy way to avoid engines not firing. Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer, ensures quick and easy starts after storage. Stable's proprietary formula keeps fuel fresh for 2 years, outperforming competitors. Pour Stable in your gas can or directly into the tank of your car, truck, hybrid, boat, ATV, motorcycle, or lawnmower to prevent fuel-related engine problems that cost time and money. When you store, start with Stable.
This season, your coffee orders are getting warmer, and your outfits are getting cozier. The world keeps changing, and so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're one of the best ways to help protect yourself against COVID-19. You can get a COVID-19 shot at the same visit as a flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. And don't forget to get extra cinnamon spice. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Now's the time to head out to your nearest Ewald Kubota dealer and get a great deal on a brand new Kubota M-Series tractor during the Ewald Kubota Inventory Reduction Sale. Get a feature-loaded M5, 6, or 7 with powerful engine options. And with Kubota, you get comfort, quality, and value. So get a great deal on the Kubota M-Series during the Ewald Kubota End-of-Year Inventory Reduction Sale. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how's the back pain now? 22.
Wonky work from home desks have Dane's Acupuncture booked up.
You need to get in, but this week's so full.
But finding more practitioners has them on pins and needles.
You know, my lunch is in 20 minutes. How fast can you get here?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's the Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series. 11 different events, September 25th through October 22nd. You know I'm only talking about one place. You know I'm talking about SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio. And their Fall Classic Series is going to be a doozy. We're talking about big-time, no-limit hold'em tournaments. Also, they're going to keep the free roll in there for the little guys like myself. But we're talking about 1,000 guaranteed, 15,000 guaranteed, 50, and all the way up to 200,000. SACardhouse.com. Check it all out yourself. It is the premier card house. And when you're playing this much poker, you know you're going to have to get over to Foster's Bar and Grill, get you a little something to eat, get you a little something to drink to kind of refuel yourself. Check it out at SACardhouse.com. The Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series at the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com. SACardhouse.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you. Top of the morning to all. It's R&R in the morning, a Wednesday edition. We're looking forward now. There ain't nothing going on in the rearview mirror as the Cowboys get ready for the 49ers. We're looking very closely at the matchup, the deep-seated hatred, the rivalry that could start to cook again, one that was so big back in the 90s. So we're going to get into it. If you're online, don't go nowhere. We're coming your direction. Dr. Jason Garrett is imminent. Aaron Rodgers said yesterday on McAfee, his mouthpiece, what was it? Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it's impossible. He is trying to come back from his Achilles injury this season, and Dr. Jason Garrett's going to be here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to ask him, is it even possible for a 40-year-old to do the impossible, the improbable, returning from an Achilles injury? And also, man, guys are hurt all around the league. Cowboys, Texans, we'll talk to Garrett about that. But first, we've got the R.J. Ochoa sound. Do we have what he had yesterday? He was on the Kay Adams show, Up and Adams. And I think he described and I'm going to use a word here, the zeitgeist of the Dallas Cowboy fan.
I would not doubt him. I know that people think what they do about Dak Prescott, but when he is pissed off, I would challenge you to go look right before the season opener against the Giants. He did an interview with Melissa Stark. I mean, like 5 minutes before kickoff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he just had this kind of like laser locked focus sort of perspective on his face. Probably a little bit upset that he had to do an interview right before kickoff, but he speaks for the team, I think, in that sense when it comes to this game, because they have dealt with so many questions about, are they too soft? Are they getting pushed around? Is Mike McCarthy not the right guy? Dak obviously being asked about the interceptions the entire offseason. And so they're kind of sick of it. And that's, CD, who you know well, said entering week 3, when they were 2-0, he was like, look, this is really great, but we don't know anything about ourselves yet. We're looking forward to week 5. And I thought that was really interesting to your point about, all the candor about this. That was like, dude, you have 2 more games to get through before you get to San Francisco, but they really want this opportunity. And so if they fail, obviously everyone's going to come for them, but they really, really want to measure themselves up against, they don't, all due respect to the Eagles, they don't view them as a threat. They view the 49ers as the team that they have to get over.
How wrong is that? That's RJ Ochoa yesterday on Up and Adams with Kay Adams. Speaking to what I had to do some self-searching. I feel the same way. Philly just they're a good football team. They are, but they ain't what they were. And we've beaten them when they were. We beat them when they were. Now, granted, it wasn't everybody there, but we did beat
them. Yeah, Jalen Hurts wasn't there.
Well, just saying.
I'm just saying.
My last experience with the team
and it was a close game with Gardner. But yeah, you're right.
And I don't think.
And when the Eagles beat Dallas, Dak wasn't there. Yeah. That's how last year was weird.
So, and it's been like that. And Dak, 8-3? It's not appropriate. It's probably something that McCarthy would like to beat out of them. But now
I don't think the team feels that way.
I don't know, man. They're the ones that were in the game. They know their quarterback is 8-3 against those guys, and at least in the times that 0-2 against the 49ers. I mean, the boogeyman is the 49ers. And when Jerry said it, I thought, well, that was more of a side-eyed slap to the Eagles. No, I think he was speaking his truth.
Well, I would proceed with caution with that mindset, but I be clear that is the Cowboy fans' mindset. And when you look at it, when it's 8-3, I get it. What, in 2017 they played 3 times? Was that then they played in the playoffs? Did Dak beat them in the playoffs that time? Yeah, I think so. But whatever.
It's not a matter of their quality either. If they had smoked Tampa right out of the, didn't have to do anything. If they had won 35-0, I don't think there'd be any more. I don't like the word respect because that's not the word, because there is respect. I don't think there'd be any more of the appropriate fear that is required.
No, it's not the respect. You respect every opponent. It's just you don't have that fear that you have for the 49ers. But I don't think you should fear the 49ers. But RJ just flat out, the RJ came off as he don't respect them.
And I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
We respect Dr. Jason Garrett. His opinion matters. And when we're talking about matters of injuries in return from that, and we're going to talk to him about a host of injuries. The Cowboys' offensive line, it does matter. But before we get to Dr. Garrett, I do want to give away a gift card, a McDonald's gift card.
Let's do it.
They've got a brand new show there on Disney Plus, the Marvel Network. It's Loki who's in a time warp. He keeps jumping from dimension to dimension. It looks like it's going to be pretty cool. And to celebrate that, McDonald's has the Loki meal. It includes a 10-piece chicken McNuggets, a quarter pounder with cheese, or a Big Mac sandwich paired with medium fries, a soft drink, and sweet and sour sauce. Not your average sweet and sour sauce. It's your Marvel sauce in celebration of Loki. Caller number two, because this is season 2 of Loki. 656-3776. 656 ESPN is getting a $50 gift card to McDonald's to celebrate the brand new Loki meal.
Well, it's caller number 2 because that's where you're going to be going after you eat that Loki meal. You're going to be going number 2.
You don't downgrade the McNugget. Good McNugget and some good sweet and sour.
Now, this is my thing. This is what I would tell you. This is what I would tell you. McDonald's nugget is quality, but you got to have the patience to say, can you make them fresh?
Oh, you're one of them. Yes. You're always in front of me in the drive-thru.
Yes,
you're one
McDonald's will give you some cold, dry nuggets in a heartbeat.
I'll put it to you. I'll take a cold, dry nugget over a lot of the other places.
Really?
There's something about chicken McNuggets that.
No, I like a McDonald's nugget, but I need it fresh.
Now the sweet and sour, I'm not sure.
No, I don't do sweet and sour.
What's your go-to on
Buffalo?
Buffalo.
My family, we're Buffalo people.
So would you take the quarter pounder?
Quarter pounder kind of salty. I only eat nuggets from McDonald's. I don't eat their burgers.
That was part for stretching. How we doing there, Edwin? Are we locked in?
Oh yeah, there's 1,000 calls on hold right now.
We're to give away that. As soon as we're done with clearing the lines, we're going to talk with Dr. Garrett. We got him.
Yeah,
Let's
ready.
talk some injuries. Primary to the Cowboys and the Texans, and secondary to that quarterback that played for a couple of downs there in New York. Like to welcome on our favorite dude talking injuries, Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasti. Morning, Doc. How's everything?
Everything's going well. How about you guys?
Oh,
Can't complain, man. It's 49er Cowboy week. You're a Cowboy fan, Doc?
I am a Cowboy fan by destination. I didn't grow up a Cowboy fan. Actually, I grew up a 49ers fan because I grew up in the Bay Area of Northern California.
So you're perfect for
So who you rooting for this weekend then? You got to pick a side, Doc. You can't trust a man that don't pick a side.
I know. I kind of hope it ends in a tie.
Come on, Doc. You're too much of an athlete to want to tie. Don't do that.
No, here's the problem. I think the Cowboys, I want the Cowboys to win. I just don't want to be continually disappointed when the playoffs come around and they're 13-3 and then they lose in the first round.
Boom.
San Francisco go, what, 10-6 or 7, and then again go deep in the playoffs.
Boom.
I don't know.
Mic drop, Doc. We don't even have to talk about that now. That's exactly.
Well, if you love the 49ers so much, why don't you marry him? Let's talk real quickly with just it hasn't happened before. Doesn't mean it's impossible. He has attacked this Achilles injury a lot like evidently Kobe did, where the surgery was immediate and rehab began in earnest, as fast as they could. He's saying 5 hours of rehab a day with the expectation, or the hope anyway, that he can come back this season. Now, I know I'll agree with him, but what is the likelihood of this even getting close?
I would say 0 to 1%. There's no chance because they're probably not going to be in the playoffs. So why would you even do that and risk a serious injury, even worse? I mean, just take your time, do your 6 months of rehab, get a full 9 months in before the season starts, come back and give it your all next season. Don't be dumb and try to come back early. I think it's hyperbole. I think he's just trying to stay relevant, just like he always does.
What is up with Nick Chubb where you have to have one surgery, but then you can't even have the ACL surgery till a couple months later?
Well, a lot of times you can't do ACL surgery until the swelling is down. So anytime someone tears an ACL, you think, okay, let's get the surgery right away. Usually they wait 2 or 3 weeks because they want the swelling to go down. If the swelling's really bad in there, it just doesn't work out well. So his injury was traumatic. I mean, his leg went the wrong direction sideways. So I can imagine there's probably they went in there, they fixed as much structural stuff as they could, but then there's still a ton of swelling. They couldn't operate on the ACL, plus the swelling from the surgery. So they got to wait for that to fully heal before they can even do the ACL surgery. It's like I said, he's optimistic he'll make a comeback, but I would be shocked if he does.
When does the clock start ticking on the rehab process? After the first surgery or the second?
After the first, because what you're trying to do with that is make your leg as strong as possible. So to have your best possible outcome from an ACL surgery, if you can actually rehab those 2, 3, 4 weeks before you have ACL surgery, your outcome is going to be much better. You want to get full extension back and you want to get your muscles firing. If you just rest it and don't rehab it before the second surgery, then you've got to overcome all the atrophy, all the stiffness, the tightness. So the rehab is starting right now.
Interesting.
Bruised quadricep for, Zach Martin. Bruised quadricep, he should be fine Sunday night, right?
He should. Sometimes you can get a deep thigh bruise that calcifies, which isn't super common, but I've seen a few, especially football players.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Doc?
So the bruise is so bad that actual calcium fills in and creates a bone inside the muscle, which takes forever to heal because then you have to wait for that to reabsorb. Sometimes it doesn't fully, and you take an x-ray, it looks like there's actually a bone inside the quad muscle. Hopefully that's not the case, but deep bruises in the thigh can take several weeks before you can really fire well.
What's the treatment process? Because while we're talking about a quad bruise, there's also a hip bruise that we're dealing with on the offensive line as well. Who's got the hip bruise? Rico Dowdle. And when we're talking about those bruises, what's the treatment process for that? Because my God, calcification sounds terrible.
Yeah, well, the muscle itself, like a quad bruise, you want to get that moving as quickly as possible, get them on a bike, get a lot of manual therapy, a lot of massage therapy, a lot of the ultrasound interferential, just get as much blood flow in there as possible to get the bruising out. When it comes to the hip bruise, that's more of a bone bruise. That's pain tolerance. That's usually going to take 6 weeks before the pain's really gone. And then whether or not you can play depends on your tolerance to the pain or where the bone bruise is. So totally different for each one of those things.
Lower bicep tendon tear for Matthew Judon.
Man.
That's like a year, right, Doc? That's almost like tearing your Achilles or worse, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a year. I'd say most people come back from that within 4 to 6 months. It's
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit better than Achilles because they can reattach it pretty quickly. And as soon as it's attached, you start rehabbing it. Yeah, I've had a few friends that have torn that as they've gotten older and, closer to my age and still trying to do high volume pull-ups and muscle ups. Those tendons just don't tend to do quite as well in your 40s as they do in your 20s.
Yeah, when I see that in a younger guy, that tells me a guy's throwing around a lot of weight, and an older guy doing too much too quick when I hear the ripped off the side. Let's talk about the Spurs real quick as training camp has begun. And, there's going to be a lot of eyes watching the Spurs as they bring Wemby along. He told us that in the last 3 months he's put on 15 pounds. I didn't see it.
I think he's lying.
But as they do add weight, isn't that the best way for us to go about this? I don't see it, but it's there. Or should we see a little bit of definition? And how would you see the weight as appropriately put on as we move through the early part of the season?
One, I think maybe he's getting his metrics wrong and he's doing a conversion from kilograms to pounds since he gained 15 pounds. I don't think he would gain that much that quickly, but being 7'4", 7'5", whatever tall he is, you can put 15 pounds on very, very evenly and not really notice a whole lot. So as long as he's putting it on his legs, his arms, his torso uniformly, that's fine. If he's putting on too much weight in his upper body, that's not going to go well for a guy that's that tall and putting that much more stress on your feet and legs.
Well, how many games would you let him play out of 82?
Oh man, I have no idea. I think you just have to see how resilient he is. And I think it's more not how many games he plays, but how intense the minutes of each game he plays.
There you
And
go.
the Spurs actually do a really good job tracking that. They've got sensors in the uniforms. So they know exactly not only the minutes played, but the intensity of the minutes played and how fast you're accelerating and decelerating. So I think intensity of the minutes is way more important than total games.
As the modern NBA player is supposed to report to camp in shape. I mean, already as close to game shape as you can be without actually playing games. And as part of the process of staying healthy, when do you do the truest baseline testing for your athletes? Is it as they walk in the door for training camp, or do you let it go a couple of days so you know what the basic is, so we know where the mean is for injuries and all of that? When does that process begin?
I think every team is a little different. It's actually kind of shocking how different all the training staffs are in the NBA, because I've worked with several of them. Sometimes you're like, wow, things haven't changed since the 70s. And some you're like, wow, they're way, way further ahead. If I was in charge of it, I would test them day one because I want as much information as quickly as possible. I need to know what I'm working with. I need to know what kind of risks I've got with each player and how much work they put in the offseason. So day one for me if I was in charge.
That is Dr. Jason Garrett of Veracity. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Veracity's here to fix that, and Dr. Garrett's here to enhance our lives and increase our intelligence level. You did that today, Doc. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, thanks, guys.
My guy, appreciate you.
Dr. Jason Garrett stopping by for his regular. It's Spurs moved it. They had the open house yesterday.
The practice session.
They're actually using that brand new squeaky floor.
The rock. It looked beautiful. Looked so bright, natural light coming in there. Look beautiful, beautiful building. I can't wait to go check it out.
Lots of talk about the beginning of practice. In the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to hear from the imminent starting point guard for the Spurs. Trey Jones spoke to being around Wemby, the effect and all that. And as practice truly begins, the drudgery and figuring out who's going to be on this team as they let Reggie Bullock go and they paid Devin Vassell yesterday.
And Devin's like, hey, man, my phone's already blowing up. We're not about to keep talking about my money. I already got cousins I didn't know I had hitting me up talking about they got a business idea. We're about to stop talking about my contract.
The headline on The Athletic said the anonymous $150 million Spur. We'll talk about him and the rest next. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All hell is going to break loose.
The Jim Rome Show.
And the fact is, to me, this guy's gone from screaming smack to preaching truth.
Clones. Rome is back.
He's great. He's awesome. The guy's insane. He's absurd.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series. 11 different events, September 25th through October 22nd. You know I'm only talking about one place. You know I'm talking about SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio. And their Fall Classic Series is going to be a doozy. We're talking about big-time no-limit hold'em tournaments. Also, they're going to keep the free roll in there for the little guys like myself. But we're talking about 1,000 guaranteed, 15,000 guaranteed, 50, and all the way up to 200,000. SACardhouse.com. Check it all out yourself. It is the premier card house. And when you're playing this much poker, you know you're going to have to get over to Foster's Bar and Grill, get you a little something to eat, get you a little something to drink to kind of refuel yourself. Check it out at SACardhouse.com. The Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series at the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com. SACardhouse.com.
Tour a Meritage home to start living the dream of owning a new home. Each Meritage home is built with the energy and money-saving features like spray foam insulation and high-performance air filtration. Check out any of our communities across the San Antonio metro area and find the perfect fit to start a life built better. Go to meritagehomes.com/San Antonio to learn more and to schedule a private or virtual appointment today. That's meritagehomes.com/San Antonio. Actual energy savings and performance may vary. Meritage Homes is an equal housing opportunity builder.
Now's the time to head out to your nearest Ewald Kubota dealer and get a great deal on a brand new Kubota M-Series tractor during the Ewald Kubota Inventory Reduction Sale. Get a feature-loaded M5, 6, or 7 with powerful engine options. And with Kubota, you get comfort, quality, and value. So get a great deal on the Kubota M-Series during the Ewald Kubota End-of-Year Inventory Reduction Sale. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online, qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
When you or someone you know is going through the process of being accused of a crime, you need a team to help you protect your innocence. Who better to fight for you than former prosecutors, now defense lawyers, that know the justice system? The LaHood Norton Law Group will defend your freedom. When you choose us, you choose honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. If you need help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You know, this summer was hot and it was dry, and you can only imagine what that Texas weather has done to your roof. Stevens Roofing is your family-owned local roofing company. Now that fall is here, it's time to call Stevens Roofing for a free roof inspection because you want to make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead. Schedule online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. 210-785-0994.
Texas Cheer Liquor takes pride in offering extensive selection of premium spirits, beer, and wine. The shelves are always stocked with the latest and greatest in craft brews, top shelf allocated bourbons, smooth tequilas, and everything in between. Check it all out for yourself at TexasCheerLiquor.com, where it's not just cheers, it's Texas Cheer.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
There goes Walls. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with the curveball. And Pinto is the final out here in the bottom of the second.
Jordan Montgomery went 7 shutout innings to get the Rangers' first win since 2015. They continue over on ESPN 1250 at 1:30. But right here on San Antonio Sports Star, Brewers Diamondbacks Game 2. It all gets started after the Blitz at 5:30.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam. I want some rest.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome to class. It's just getting started. You got all day to take
What
care
did
of
Wednesday do to you?
Nothing. Let's beat it to death, though, man. Let's take it down.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got all aggressive.
I'm like,
all of a
that,
sudden, but it's 9 o'clock.
It
It did.
It was a little aggressive.
It's the coffee in the break.
Like to death?
Well, I mean,
All right.
I don't know.
The Cowboy 49er, we got you a
Got me
little
all
bit too
fired
hyped up.
We're going to talk about it for sure. We heard from Jerry yesterday. He talked about who he truly fears as an owner and general manager, and his answer is kind of surprising as he looks forward to the 49er game. We're also going to hear from the offensive coordinator of your Dallas Cowboys. We're calling him Shoddy.
Shoddy.
He talked
call him
about
Shoddy.
his young quarterback and prep for the defense that is as tough as the Cowboys have seen, although they have seen some tough defenses. At least there has been a couple of trials by fire.
It was supposed to be. The Jets were supposed to be a tough defense.
And they've
were
been
supposed to
hot
be.
and cold. They had a good defensive week. There's a lot of talent.
They
on the
picked off
defensive team.
Mahomes twice.
And while Arizona ain't getting much love, that defense was solid. I'm not going to take away from what they did, whether it was scheme or talent. It worked.
Yeah. How was that Spurs defense look this year?
See, that's the key now.
they say it takes years to learn this Popovich defense. You don't think it's been dumbed down over the years now that you don't have the personnel?
I don't think so. Honestly, Rudy.
Really?
And you hit on it earlier, and I don't think you realized when you said it how valid your point was. That, as we come into this season and, they signed Devin and we're looking to this and next and prepping and we're not there yet and what's going to take and free agency and money and all this stuff that's going to be part of the conversation as this new era begins, that what was stressed in media day and yesterday, as we hear from Trey Jones, was now there's talk of defense. Now, Pop's not talking about just the fundamentals of being a professional NBA basketball player. Now he's talking about the fundamentals of being a championship caliber Spur. And that's a big difference. That's
Huge
part of the
difference.
growth. And when you hear them stressing, okay, yeah, we know what we got. It's a matter of doing what we know will work. And that's the defensive side of things. You can say the game has popped by offensively, but the defensive structure, the game is still the same. And Pop's a master at this team defense that takes a year to learn. For every former NBA guy that gets here, they all say it. It'll be a year. And I think we see the fruits of that. Yesterday, Trey Jones talked about his place on the team, where he sits, and where defense is going to play a role.
Defense, for sure. We want to be very aggressive this year. We want to defend the ball really hard, force guys, to just force it to be tougher on guys this year. Last year, we kind of let people have their way against us, and we don't want that this year. So we'll pick up our defense for sure, and the rest will take care of itself.
let people have their way with you?
Well, let's not kid ourselves. The young teams.
But was that on purpose?
Well, I think there's a little of that. I mean, there is. You watch and the classic example is like the Rockets last year. It's so much talent on that court, but they're not playing any defense, and every game they get into turns into a track meet.
Fair.
And you get lost in that. And I think some of that was by design from Pop. I think some of it was just go learn to play offense in the NBA, and we don't care if we win or lose.
Well, if you're hanging your hat on defense, then you start Trey.
Well, he's going to, yes. And he's going to start.
I don't think he's starting.
You think it's time for Malachi to just go and get him?
I think I'm starting Malachi, because another thing Trey said yesterday was everybody's bringing the ball up, because they asked him about, like, hey, are y'all going to look anything like the Denver Nuggets, and kind of like being just like 5 guys that can bring the ball up. So when you have that, like, okay, well, maybe Malachi isn't the true point guard in the sense, but his size, his length, and his ability to shoot the 3 ball, I think gets him on the floor, and then you come off the bench with Trey Jones. Maybe I don't know what Pop even said he don't know what the starting lineup's going to be.
No, and
but whoever it is, whoever has to come off the bench, Manu did it, so you can too.
Let's talk about that for a second. We have 4 guys that seem to be in the plans for being the core of whatever is going to happen, that are imminent to all get paid well over $100 million.
Right.
And with the expectation they're the basis, they're the foundation of what's going to come. One of those 4 ain't going to start. Between Sohan, Keldon, Devin, and Wemby,
well, we know Wemby.
One of them ain't going to start.
we know it'll be Wemby, but look, let's see. Well, this is an unofficial depth chart, but it's got Trey listed as a starter: Devin, Keldon, Sohan, and Wemby.
I don't see that as I think that is.
You don't see that as a starter?
No.
Why not?
Because look at the second unit.
Branham, Payne ain't here. Branham, Bullock ain't here. C.D. Osman, Zach Collins. You still have Devontae Graham, Blake Wesley, Dougie McBuckets, Skilishvili.
It was an effort guy, but there's nothing. Pop loves a second unit. Pop loves it.
There's Charles Bassey over there too.
But
I'm just saying,
Pop loves a second squad that comes in about 7 minutes, and he's always had a group that provides offensive punch, and with a change of 1 or 2 dudes, a little bit more defensive punch. I don't see any punch in that second unit, and he's going to have to put some there.
Well, it's not a lot of punch on the whole team.
I think it's going to be Sohan that's going to come off the bench.
But see, this is the problem I have with Sohan being the guy. The guy that I want coming off the bench is a guy that can also score.
And see, that's the problem.
I don't see
we don't have anybody there.
I don't see Sohan as a scorer. So maybe it needs to be. Maybe Malachi needs to come off. And I don't even see Trey as a scorer.
No,
I see Trey as a defensive specialist that it can hit timely threes. Maybe Devontae Graham comes off the bench. He gets buckets.
That's
if you're trying to win games, maybe you bring off Devontae and McBuckets.
There's no defense there though. There's none. None.
There's no defense. No, okay, no, okay, but it's not. But is your second unit supposed to be a good defensive?
That's a good point. You're right. What the second unit should be, and it doesn't need to be all 5, but 3 or 4 guys have to come in and bring an impact on some facet of the game. They have to change the flow, whether that's a defensive stop, a turnover in whatever it might be, because I got a guy with good hands and can get the ball, or it's offense. Go get some quick buckets. But one way or another, you have those guys to fill space, to let your guys rest, but also to affect the game in a way that you want them to affect it. And I look at Sohan as a guy that can affect the game in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
a lot of ways, but not offensively will not be the primary thing. He ain't going.
He got better offensively though throughout the year. As the year went on, he just continued to grow offensively. We already know he can rebound and play defense. We know that, but if he comes around offensively, maybe he puts the total package together and he can be this team's Draymond.
And that's the much better application of his skill set is the Draymond, where it might be 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8 across the box.
I'm good with that.
You know what I mean? Just everything gets done. It just doesn't get done a lot. And I think that's a perfect kind of Swiss Army tool. And if you're discussing this, the next guy we bring up is Zach Collins. Because I heard Pop bring up Zach the other day as one of those young guys that's put in the effort and to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, it's worthy of is that worthy of a start? Because
to protect Wemby?
Yes.
I'd rather have Sohan, but I mean, I'd rather have Shohan as my starter. I want to. As I got a bunch of young kids, I could play 40 minutes a game. I'd rather have Shohan out there alongside of Victor.
And that doesn't mean they won't spend the majority of the time together on the court.
Right.
I'm just talking about who steps on the court, and really you get into the rotation
I can see
process.
Zach starting.
Yeah,
I can see Zach starting
and not finishing.
If you want to strengthen the bench and go Shohan come off the bench, yeah, I can see Zach starting.
And I think, as Pop says, hey man, and Manu will forever be hung on the wall. As if he can, you can. Not a lot of teams can do that. Pop can. And if I'm a player, I hate it.
Somebody asked what protect Wemby from what? I'm just saying, like, I'm just having him do the dirty work. If I don't have to have him on Joker, if I don't have to have him on Anthony Davis, if I don't have to have him on Embiid or Giannis, I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, I want Wemby to play safety. I want him to play like Ed Reed on the basketball court, kind of all over the place. Help here, help there. 1 foot in the paint, 1 foot out the paint, so you don't get the defense in 3 seconds. Help weak side. I don't want him to clamp down on Anthony Davis or clamp down on Joker. I'd rather have him roaming. That's just me. I could be wrong, but that's how I envision Wemby playing. Like, hey, I'm gonna help off the worst player all day. I'm not gonna put him on the best player every night. I don't see him in that role. I don't want him in that role.
Oh, there's one. The fundamental difference between what was and what is think about the last time we had a dude that came in and looked like this and what they did. Manute Bol. Remember Manute Bol, how they handled him in defense? On defense, they ran down. He stood right below the free throw line and looked like a scarecrow and just stood there with his arms held up. And whenever the ball was swung, he turned his body and he was just there. That's not Wemby.
Not that. I don't want that.
If I'm coaching Wemby, my first rule of thumb is, and I'm smart.
I don't want that.
Wemby is never standing still ever on a basketball court. You're never going to be planted in a place. You're never going to be assigned a specific area, both offense and defense.
I agree.
A valuable Wemby is a mobile, often moving Wemby. And when somebody asks you, what are you talking about protecting Wemby? What Zach Collins and guys like that are there, they're not there to protect. They're the guys that are there to stand still. They're the guys that are in there to stand right under the rim. When the ball goes up, you block out and grab a rebound because Wemby's 15 feet away.
Yeah, I want him everywhere. That's what I'm saying. Like Ed Reed. Ed Reed was everywhere. He'd be on the line of scrimmage. He'd be in the linebacker. He'd be back. I want him everywhere.
Right. And a mobile Wemby, both offense and defense, is an effective Wemby. I don't want him standing still.
No.
There are some guys I do want standing still, setting picks and doing that kind of stuff. He just ain't one of them. And therein, I think, is the real witchcraft that Pop's going to have to deal with because he's got a lot of guys that look alike. He's got a lot of 6'8" dudes. A lot of them. Look on the roster.
They got some tweeners.
Between 6'8" and 6'10", there are 9 dudes.
Yeah, they got some tweeners out there for sure.
So the witchcraft of which skill set goes where is really the key.
But I think, if there's anybody that can figure it out, it may take a quarter of the season.
You don't got that much time.
No, what I'm saying is you're going to see, and we've seen this over the years, you're going to see by Christmas 10 different starting lineups. And not because of injury.
I hope. This team is built that way.
You just keep shaking the dice and see what works.
And don't forget about Champagne, who had a hell of a summer. We didn't even bring this guy
that's
up.
the type of guy that Pop would just bury at the end of the bench. You're like, damn, why ain't he playing?
And then you show up and get 12 points one night and then go back down because there's Charles Bassey.
I don't know how he's getting on the floor, or Barlow. I don't know how these guys get on the floor.
We get a couple of weeks to figure it out. The NBA begins. We got our first national game in just a couple of days as the league is in play. And then when we talk Spurs, there's no better place than right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, coming back, there's a list out of all the highest paid coaches across the college football world. And everybody, whenever you mention college football coaches and pay, everybody goes, Jimbo paid too much. Jimbo ain't even in the top 4.
Well, that's probably right.
We'll tell you who is, and we'll tell you where Jeff Traylor sits.
Ooh,
and why the vultures are circling no matter what goes on at UTSA. Coaches pay next. You're on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here to tell you about my favorite sports book and casino, and the only one we endorse right here on R&R in the morning. That is BetUS.com, celebrating 30 years of sports betting service. Special offer this football season, up to 30 risk-free bets. I'll say it again, 30 risk-free bets. It's called Bet Protect, and it offers the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. 200% crypto bonus, and a 250% casino bonus. And as we all know, the game is so much more exciting with the bet. You can take it to another level at BetUS.com with live in-game betting. Don't wait. Take advantage of their 30-year offer with up to 30 risk-free bets. Visit BetUS.com today or call them at 1-800-MY-BET-US. That's 1-800-692-3887. BetUS, the sportsbook and casino where the game begins.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday at 1:30 p.m. It's the Aggies and Bama in an SEC battle presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's San Antonio area attorneys. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell. eBay Motors is here for the ride. So minivans, sedans, JDMs, roll out. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. And with eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Yep, I'm looking at the pages right now.
Thomas's translation company just lost its only two Spanish speakers. He'll be in problemas.
Yeah, we'll have those ready. Tonight's going to be a late one.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Get Syntec only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Shine Down, the Revolution's live tour continues. October 9th, Freeman Coliseum. With very special guests, Papa Roach and Spirit Box. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Shine Down live.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. I feel like there should be some kind of second video game being played behind me.
What station college? What college is this?
Old ABC.
Yeah.
Old ABC, really?
From the early 2000s.
Okay. I like it.
You've got a bad video.
I knew it was college. I just couldn't put my finger on what station it was.
When we talk college sports and college football specifically, certainly the personalities and the coaches rule the day. In college football, I would say even more than in college basketball, and certainly more than in NFL, that the coach truly is the program.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
And they are self-sustaining. One has to sustain the other. But when they meet and it's perfect, then you get all the success that everybody's chasing and all the dollars. And they're worth every penny if it comes together. Nick Saban making $11.4 million from Alabama. He's underpaid.
That's a discount.
Yeah, he's worth so much more than that. And I would, despite the record lately, Dabo means the same thing to Clemson. He's worth $10.8 million to that university. He is. He brings in more than that. Kirby Smart with Georgia at 10-7. It is worth. Ryan Day at Ohio State. He is the CEO of a $1 billion corporation, or at least $100 billion corporation, and he deserves it. Those guys all make $10 million a year.
I'm going to let you finish. Go
or
ahead.
better. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of money for guys that.
Now, what about Stoops? And that was another one that I was like, wait a minute. How are they made? Oh, Lane Kiffin and Mark Stoops.
Those are the guys in the $9 million club.
How, Rob? Explain to me.
Jimbo at 9.1, Mark Stoops at 9.01, Josh Heupel at Tennessee at 9, Lane Kiffin at $9 million.
How?
Well, one, notice where they all are. It's the conference. that is the Mendoza line. The $9 million is the conference Mendoza line.
So Vanderbilt's coach makes $9 million?
No, what I'm saying is if you are above that, you have a potential to win a title. If you're below that, you're Vanderbilt. And it's $9 million. Look at the level of coach.
What's Heupel? What was Heupel at? I don't know.
He's right there at 9. Heupel is at $9 million flat, even with Lane Kiffin, along with Mark Stoops and Jimbo Fisher. They're all the same guy coaching the same programs. They are.
And
that's the line. That's what you get at that level of coaching.
I don't think Nick Sirianni makes $9 million.
No, the NFL is not even in the same ball game because there it's about the player. There it's about the player. And the good news is if you're in college, even though players are getting paid, you don't got to pay them.
Right.
You can go find somebody else to pay them. You can't. In fact, you are prohibited from paying them. Not a bad business model, if you ask me.
McCarthy's boss clears $1 billion. Clears. And he makes between 4 and 7.
Yeah.
That's insane. Look, there's some guys. Look, I'll even go with Jimbo because A&M prints money. There's just certain guys I'm not coming around to. And Heupel, Stoops, and Kiffin, I can't come around to that.
Now, that's a list of all the public school coaches out there that we know of. Now, there's some coaches that we don't know how much they're getting paid. Lincoln Riley's in the neighborhood,
because
baby.
of the private?
Yeah, private. USC,
Oh,
we don't
Lincoln.
know.
I would think Lincoln's probably about 10.
Yeah, he's in the neighborhood of 9 to 10. There ain't no question. He's right there. We also don't know what Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame is getting. He ain't getting that much because he
knew.
Yeah,
he's unproven.
But we don't know what Sonny Dykes took to go to Texas Christian. It wasn't cheap for them to steal them away from SMU. So I think there's some money out there that we're not accounting for. In the state of Texas, though, you look at our head coach here at UTSA, Jeff Traylor. He comes in the mid 60s. He's getting a little over 250 in a quantified. So
which we had to go into the, and then get loans and all types of stuff to get him to 2.5.
Now the good news is he is right behind the head coach at Washington State, a Pac-12 school, and Jake Dickert, and he's just ahead of the head coach at South Florida, Alex Golish. Coach Traylor comes in at $2.55 million. Don't you hate the fact that we know how much he's getting paid? This is a total part of a $14 million deal that he signed a couple years ago. So you get an idea of the financial difficulties that UTSA is going to have when those big schools come calling.
Yeah,
because they could triple his salary, and not even feel it. Triple his salary, and he'd still be underpaid.
Hell, Colorado didn't even have the money when they signed Deion. They had to go and get it, and he's getting about $5 a year. I want to say a little over $5. So, even if you don't have it, Rob, if it's the guy you want, you will go and find it.
Well, the way you go get him, see, Colorado, the story's well told now. When the AD hired Deion, he didn't have the money.
He's like, I'll give you 28.
I'll go find it. But one of the things that Deion did very, very smart was he made sure there was some room cleared out for licensing, and he also gets a cut of ticket sales. So it's kind of like taking points on every game. Yeah, it's kind of like taking points on the back end. I do want to talk about Traylor at that $2.5 million.
What about it?
Yeah, I'd find some more, man. Because as we sit, the vultures are circling a lot of jobs. Michigan State jobs obviously open after Mel Tucker gets fired for inappropriate behavior and losing first, then inappropriate behavior. Because I think if he was winning, the appropriate behavior might have not been so inappropriate. Urban Meyer.
I've been hearing whispers about Urban, and there's mutual interest at Michigan State. Little rehab job for Urban. You don't think
it's a terrible idea. Terrible. For Urban even look in that direction.
Why?
And for Michigan State even looking at Urban. Michigan State is a powder keg that is being held together by Tom Izzo.
And Izzo had his problems, but because he's won national titles, we look the other way. But even Izzo's had his little issues here and there. But yes, you're right.
Between the athletic department, the hiding of injuries, the Larry Nasser, and all of that, it has that's a mess. And maybe only Urban Meyer would be the kind of guy that.
But if you win, and don't that fix any and all messes? If you would come in and you win,
true that. That just doesn't feel like a match.
I'm not saying I'm a big Urban Meyer fan, but I don't care where he goes, he's gonna win. He won at Utah, he won at Florida, he won at Ohio State. Wherever he goes, he will win. I'm not saying he's gonna be the best guy. I'm not saying he's gonna be. Now, he didn't win in Jacksonville. I left that part out. In college, I should say. I'm not saying he's the best guy, Rob, but he does win. He knows how to win college football games.
Hey, coming back, let's hear from the owner and general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. He talks Micah. He talks San Francisco. He talks his offense, but he talks and we listen. Now, Jerry's coming next. Don't go anywhere. You're on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texas Cheer Liquor has a little surprise for everybody. Well, right now, Texas Cheer Liquor on Petranco and 211 have the Henny White. Yeah, normally you got to be on a cruise or be overseas to get that Henny White. You can only bring so many bottles back. Well, right now, Texas Cheer Liquor, Petranco and 211 has that Henny White for you. And later on this week, the rest of the store is going to get them. So stay tuned. Make sure you tune in to R&R in the morning, and I'll let you know which other ones get the Henny White. But as of right now, if you want to go and get yourself a bottle of that, because I'm telling you right now, we posted it on social media last night, and everybody and their mama went crazy for it. It's not going to last long. So if you want to get it today, you need to go out to Texas Cheer Liquor #1, the flagship. That's on Petranco, past 211. But later on during this week, it will be at the rest of the stores as well. But if you do stop by, and there's already sold out, there's craft brews, there's wine, there's tequila, allocated bourbons, and a few of those spots have cigars. And #9, as you know, just got that walk-in beer freezer, which is fantastic. So check it all out at TexasCheerLiquor.com, where it's not just cheers, it's Texas Cheer.
Good times once again in San Antonio. I appreciate you. It is so good to be home. I needed San Antonio. I'm going to do the best I can to make sure that I give you guys a fire lead-in.
It's the Jim Rome Show, back in the Military City, weekdays at noon.
Hey, Jim Rome here.
Have a take, San Antonio, and certainly do not suck.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call BS on that. Come on.
It's the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
The pandemic is over, but COVID-19 is here to stay. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., just after heart disease and cancer. So this fall, stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
That unlimited 1.5 cash.
Every hero needs the Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or big projects, we hope you'll consider Ewald Kubota. From small Kubota compact tractors to construction equipment, Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
How are you? My name is Scott Van Pelt, host of SV Pod. Along with my partner in crime, Stanford Steve. What do we talk about mostly on the podcast, Steve? Sports. Some. Parenting? I feel like that comes up a lot. I feel like most recently I've needed some help because I feel like my shortcomings there are evident. It's life stuff, relatable content. It's fun. It's just two bald-headed goons just talking about nonsense a lot. In a crowded podcast space, there's that one. We're here. Here we are.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece ModBox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Rob and Rudy.
Good morning.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Town. Hey, Shinedown fans, Papa Roach fans, you've been waiting. You're running out of time. You know, the show's coming up on the 9th. You're 5 days out. If you don't have your tickets, you're glad you're listening right now. Caller number 5-656-3776, 656-ESPN. On us, we'll be going to see Shinedown and Papa Roach at the Joe Freeman for the Revolutions Live Tour. Another livenation.com show. If you don't win the tickets, that's where you can go to buy them. They'll be at the Freeman on the 9th.
Got to use that building for something. Why not Papa Roach and Shinedown?
You know, we asked Clarence yesterday, and it's kind of a sidebar thing. I'm just looking at a lot of things that Jerry was talking about yesterday. And in preparation for a San Francisco team whose biggest challenge for the Cowboys is going to be the physicality that offensive line brings. Sure. And the physicality that the Cowboys are going to need to bring to match that. And we saw Micah limping around there in the second half.
Dude,
there was on our group text, it was hilarious because I didn't see it actually go through, but it's funny to watch the group text go through games. And going back to when Micah was limping around, Minix jumped in our group text. He can have my ankle. I'll gladly sacrifice Micah.
I didn't like it. Again, I when you have a talent and a figure and someone with this light as bright as Micah, you give him a little bit longer leash and you kind of let him get away with more than you probably should, and you just want to stay out of his way and you want to keep your stars happy. But I don't mind him coming back in the game. I get that. But when that game is clearly out of hand, it's stupid on the Cowboys staff's part. And then it's selfish and self-loathing on Micah's part. Like, because at that point, you're like, look, I know you. There's a lot of incentives. And Micah got a number of sacks that in his brain that he wants to get to. He was rushing the passer like all get out with 2-3 minutes left. But it's at that point, it's not about the team, which you say you're all about. If it's about the team, the best thing to do for the team is to get off the field and get ready for San Francisco if it's about the team. You being out there when Zappy's already in the game. Zappy's in the game. You're out there chasing Zappy with the hurt stick in a game that's over is about Micah. And that's not, it's not smart football. It's just not smart on his part or the Cowboy staff part. But I get it. You're Mike McCarthy, like, man, my guy wants to be out there. I'm old school. I'm going to let him be out there. We didn't pull Lawrence Taylor. We didn't pull Ronnie Lott. We didn't pull Reggie White. Like those guys back in the day, they played every snap. And we're in a different day, though. But my thing is, why they protect him throughout the game. Like there's a series here or there where they just leave him on the side because they want to keep his snaps down. But he's out. You got him out there chasing Zappy. That's why, to me, it was silly. Because I watch you throughout the games, the first four games, where you let him take a series off. But then you got him chasing Zappy where in a game where he had already tweaked his ankle. Didn't make sense to me. I thought it was selfish on Micah's part and not smart on the Cowboy staff part to not protect him from himself.
Hide his helmet. Jerry was asked what he thought about him being in there late in those blowouts.
You've got a good point, and it's
dodge the question.
Certainly
watch
the issue is there is in front of when do you make those adjustments in those games. I just am so awed by the fact, frankly, I am, that we've had 3 games that we've ended up with that kind of margin at the end of the game. Most of these games are nip and tuck, and a field goal can decide them. So, but I've got that, and everybody's got it, and it's front of mind. I want everybody to know too, we've got a quarterback sneak in there too.
You see what?
And that's a discretionary thing. But
like, dog, we were talking. Wait, How?
That's Masters level spin
Dude,
right there.
we're asking, hey, were you concerned with Micah being in there? Yeah, I was, and that's certainly there. But just so y'all know, we got a quarterback
Did you
sneak.
know we
What?
got a quarterback sneak?
What? How do we get here?
Last week we were talking about him running tight end snaps.
Yeah. He didn't see. He could say the concerns there, but clearly Jerry wants Micah out there. I guess it's not a thing, and that's fine if that's what they want to do.
In your memory of the Cowboys recently, in the last 5 years, what was the best team they put on the field?
Recently?
In the last 5 years.
Damn, Rob. To me, whichever team that was that Aaron Rodgers beat in
So
the
first
division
13,
round.
was that a
so that was
13-3?
2016.
Yeah,
that was
6
13-3.
So that's
that was
that's
7
the one
years ago.
When I look back, that's the best team the Cowboys put on the field.
And what's crazy is Dak and Zeke were rookies.
They were rookies,
but they should have beat Green Bay. That's when the defense wasn't there. So I don't know, Rob. That's a tough question.
That offensive line was the best offensive line the Cowboys had.
Oh gosh, yeah.
The play calling, that team was a Super Bowl caliber team. It really was.
So I can't go 5, but yeah, I thought last year's team was good.
Jerry was asked how this team stacks up against previous years. I like his answer.
I like our defense. I think we're playing better than we've played, and we've been playing some pretty good defense last few years. But I like our defense, and frankly, this is the best I've felt about our offense this year. Certainly during training camp or any time. And so I think if we will do what we can do the best, and that is maximize what we're doing with Dak and execute. And we were able to execute the other day. They were letting us do some stuff out there on those corners that really gave us some wind. And we're going to need some wind early with San Francisco. And but there's let me back up.
Okay.
There's no reason physically, no reason scheme-wise that we shouldn't go out there and play well enough to win a football game.
No reason.
No reason. Well, I'm shocked to hear him say this is the best offense. I've felt the best about this offense considering the struggles in the red zone.
Well, he said this year.
Oh,
he didn't say ever. He said, well, right now, today, yeah, it's easy to when you didn't even require more than 2 field goals to beat the team you played last week. I'm with them. I think the red zone thing is a kind of a contrived thing, because if the touchdown pass to CD Lamb would have been from the 19 instead of the 21, a lot of this would have been put to bed already.
Or if Hendershot catches the ball.
Yeah, Hendershot catches it, CD Lamb catches it, suddenly, red zone problem fixed. So I think there's an issue there, but I think it's more mental than the ability to go do it. I think that McCarthy's got to be real careful of getting the yips, in those red zone calls, and double thinking and triple thinking and asking for help, and not just going with his gut and what got him down there. And I think there was an occasion on Sunday where they had an opportunity to continue to run the ball, and I think McCarthy got the yips and decided, well, we're in the red zone, we got to throw it. And I didn't like that, but I don't think there's a lot of issue with the red zone calling, as it were.
Another thing that we talked about pre-show, Rob, that I think is worth mentioning is the fact that how much the Cowboys play man-to-man coverage and how well Brock Purdy plays against man-to-man coverage. I think that's what we're talking about, because again, the Cowboys, I want to say, 60% of the time they play man-to-man coverage.
A couple things to pay attention to with their offense. Right. The man-to-man coverage, Brock Purdy is ripping him up. Right now, he's third in the NFL in QBR versus man coverage, and yards per attempt and touchdown to interception ratio against man coverage. The Cowboys defense has played man coverage at the highest rate in the NFL since the start of last season, running right at about 60%, upwards of 70% of the time they're in man coverage. And you understand it when you got corners like that. Yeah. That's the plan. And when so we know that Micah and all those guys are watching film. They know what the 49ers do. And what did we hear Micah say? We are going to make him, or do our best to make him, one-dimensional.
Which is, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what makes him one-dimensional. I guess they want him to throw it more. But they don't do well against the run.
Which dimension are we chasing that we want them to be? Is it throwing? which he has ripped it up. And his yards per throw, it's not huge. I mean,
No.
but it is an effective offense. Or are they trying to just say, run the ball? We're not going to let you throw it.
I think if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm going to go out here and say, hey, you know what? Even though I don't know if it'll be a mistake, but if I had to pick my poison, I'm going to say, we don't really believe you, DaRon Bland. We don't believe you. Even though I know in my heart of hearts and with my eye test, DaRon Bland is the real deal. He can really cover. He's a really good cover corner. But if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I got to pick my poison. I ain't throwing the ball in Fred Warner's area. I mean, excuse me, in Gilmore's area. I ain't messing with him. So let me see you do it against us, DaRon Bland.
While the Cowboys love the man coverage and they're in it an awful lot, a couple other things to pay attention to. The 49ers are a zone team.
Okay.
The Cowboys have lost their last two games against the 49ers, both coming against a zone kind of defense that has thrown Dak for a little bit of a loop. His QBR
against the
zone is 31st in the NFL, 2 interceptions and no touchdowns.
Everyone got scared. You see his face, he's scared already.
Both of Prescott's touchdown passes against the 49ers in those games came against man coverage. Only problem is they only play man coverage 15% of the time.
No, but Dak is great.
74% of the dropbacks that against the Cowboys over the last 2 years, the 49ers have been in zone. That is a team that is waiting for Dak to make a mistake.
And Dak has to leave his driver at home, bring his 3-wood, bring his long irons, and keep the ball in the fairway. There's no need to try and drive the greens. I know this week, but that's just how I feel about this. Because if that's the case, Rob, because that's really what happened last year. You had a pass where you threw off your back foot across the hashes to Michael Gallup, who already was running terrible routes the entire year. And then the other one you threw across the middle. And that's another thing Jerry talked about on the Fan yesterday, that there's more trouble across the middle. Dak's gotten in trouble across the middle quite a bit. Any QB coach, they even with half a brain, tell you cannot throw across the middle late. And Dak has done that a few times in his career. So they've been trying to stay away from that. But if he stays away from the mistakes, it kind of takes San Francisco off guard. Like, hey, why isn't he throwing the ball to us? So maybe like he normally does. What's going on here? Maybe you got a better chance of winning the game. Maybe this is that game that we've talked about with Dak Prescott and him being limited. There's some other games you get away with letting them be, a carefree spirit. This is the type of game where you say, hey, let's punt. We got a great defense as well that, frankly, we've had some success against their offenses as well.
And quite frankly, the 49ers haven't faced a lot of defensive adversity. They haven't really been put in a position to have to really work for it yet. And we'd like to see if this second-year quarterback, and even by the games, he's a first-year quarterback. He doesn't even have 17 games under his belt. You know what I mean? This is still a young quarterback that hasn't seen a lot of stuff.
You say it like that, I'm like, damn. He ain't even played 17 games.
So there's some things that I think the Cowboys that are going to offer that they have not seen before. And I do appreciate Jerry saying the defense is the separator with that. Now, with all of this coming in, the backdrop of this is depending on the importance you place on the game, whether you think it truly is the measuring stick that we want it to be in week 5. Keep in mind, on the back burner is the long-term negotiations for your quarterback, for Dak Prescott. And at some point, Dak's going to have to prove that he can win a big game.
You don't have to prove it. They got Trey Lance.
Do you think that plays into
this?
Dak sees this like, I got to win this because if I do, there's $10 million more dollars coming my way.
Trey Lance says on the front of his jersey, it says, break in case of emergency. It is not there as a replacement. It is there as an emergency. Like, damn, the Dak experiment has officially come to an end. Break the Trey Lance glass, pull him out, get him up to speed. They want to lay their hat on Dak. But they finally did what everybody asked them to do for the last 4 years. For the last 4 years, everybody said, why aren't we taking a quarterback and developing him? Okay, they did it. They did it, and when they did it, y'all criticized them for it. I thought this is what y'all wanted. You got a young quarterback with a 4th-round pick that who gives a damn if he misses or not? Because right now you missed on some second rounds, you missed on some third rounds. So it's normal for every team. All 32 teams miss on picks. So let's say you miss on Trey and he is what San Francisco thought, like not that guy. So what? So what? But yeah, Trey is there just in case, dude. He's just there in case Dak falls off the cliff, and I don't see that happening. He's playing really well right now.
Jerry talked about the ongoing conversations when contracts are in play in the middle of a season.
Got it.
Those conversations, parts of them, aspects of them, could be going on. They might not be going on, but it's something that right now, frankly, our minds are on getting ready to go out and play San Francisco, and I'm sure that's where his mind is as well. So that's a long-winded answer. The real world is that all agreements are going on in your mind all the time. And if you saw some scratching of me this morning before I got on the show, you'd see 20 things that I've written down. Some of them may involve player contracts. But so I'm noodling it all the time. And when I say noodle, when I noodle something relative to the Cowboys, it's got a good chance of having action on it. And so my point is, all of our contracts, I was in New York last week and sitting down visiting with several people, and it gave rise to me looking at a certain perspective with our team that should have been being thought about. Well, my point is, that's not idle time. We're not playing fantasy football here.
Hey.
Whoa!
And so you could ask me, are those in your thoughts, and what does that mean? It is in my thoughts. His contract is in my thoughts. His future contract is. But in a manner of speaking, all of them are.
Okay.
I think he's thinking.
You might, and just so y'all know, y'all are out there playing fantasy football. Not me.
So are you, Jer.
No, he's not.
You're worth how much billions? You're paying guys millions.
Hey,
it's
man.
fantasy football to you too.
I
man.
like when Jerry gets surly. I like when anybody gets surly. It makes for better content.
I like when when the owner's noodling around with it. The
This ain't
likelihood
fair.
of it occurring.
Yeah. So in other words, if I've written you down on this side of the paper, eventually you're gonna get paid.
Remember when I signed Jalen Smith to that ridiculous contract? That was me noodling around. That was me sitting noodling and thinking, I'm going to pay this guy a ridiculous amount of money.
It wasn't that much.
Oh, it was way too much. It was an absolute mistake on every sense. The dude's not even in the league anymore, I don't think.
Yeah. No. He went to the Packers, went to the Giants.
He actually had a decent little run there for a little bit. But that's Jerry
should have
noodling.
never been taken second and should have never gotten paid. But Jerry just like, hey, every now and then you get picked by someone that they say, I'm going to change your life. I'm going to make sure you're good for the rest of your life. And that's what Jerry did with Jalen. Like, I appreciate what you did, how you came back. You made me look somewhat good. I'm going to make sure you're taken care of for the rest of your life, man. Life is who you know.
It is just the beginning of a full sporting day. We got baseball happening all day long. The Rangers squeak one out late.
They get started by 1:30.
Take one in the teeth late.
They were up 3-0. They choked that away. That game's going to be on after Jason goes off at 5:30 right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
So here we go. Greeny's right around the corner. The jungle's coming fast at you, and Minix is going to be sitting alone for a couple and a half hours as Major League Baseball
He needs to do some
reigns
soul
supreme.
searching. He needs soul searching, Rob.
Hey, stay with us all day long. We want to thank you for sitting with us. Don't forget, hit the website, hit all of the socials. Tell us you like us. We like that kind of stuff. We got some work to do and some ticky-talkies to make. Hey, Rudy and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging around with us.
It's R&R in the morning. Follow Rob at Rob